There we are. There we are. Everybody's here. Yay. I can actually count. So, session 2. Well, we'll start in a second anyways. How is everybody today? I already said that, but this is where I'm starting the video, so whatever.
Well, I'm already excited. The the project I was working on was starting to tick me off because I can't get it to work right, but I'm already excited.
Be prepared to unwind.
Few table updates. First off, you may notice that your names are actually next to your character sheets now. I moved them. They were down below the table, and I don't remember why I did that, but I moved it back up because it's fine. So, yay! And you guys probably also notice, you guys have some new...
That's a good image to have immortalized as my character.
You guys have some, you guys have some new, I replaced your avatars with the new artwork, which, oh, I should probably, like, show the whole artwork, actually, on stream. That would probably be smart. Hold on a second. I'll just do that real fast. But yes, I added little plaques as well. And, let me just, yeah, here we go. I'm bad with XSplits still. I apologize. But if I just select media file, and then I select the media file, it'll display the media file. So here's the image. Here's the current thumbnail as well, but here's the image as it looks so far. It's excellent. Kyrio, you know, the player here as well, Kyrio. He drew this up. I colored it. It's not done, but this is the current status of it. I'm going to do some shading on it another day, and maybe make a custom background. I am not sure. I might be lazy and just go with that. Because that background, that was a photo I took, and then I like applied some oil effects to it, so it looked like cool. Might just use that. Not really sure yet. But yes. So anyways. I've been able to hear them for the most part. For the most part, you've been able to hear the others. Well, if they're a little quiet, let me know. I can still turn them up. It's not hard, actually. Actually, you know what? Fuck it, I'll just do it. Let me know if they're too loud now. Hey, Eragon.
Hi.
Hi. You got the loudest mouth, so I want you to talk to chat test this.
Wow. I am insulted. Right, I'm leaving.
I made this disclaimer earlier to chat, but for those of you who may watch this eventually on YouTube, I am not their marriage counselor and I cannot fix
It's better to have a few cracks. It makes things more interesting. But, anyways, cracks can always be mended. Oh no. That sub. That was very loud. Holy shit.
Oh, do I get the little Mao icon yet?
The little Mao? Mao icon. What's a Mao icon? Mouth icon? I mean... Oh yeah, so anyways, yeah, I put mats next to everybody's table. I don't know what they're for. They're just there so we can look at our characters, really. So, you know, we got good old Ralph over here. I gave him a chocolate bar background because I thought that was appropriate. We got our very hasty Brooke. And I gave him purple bubbles because I don't know. It's purple bubbles. You can't really argue with them. Oh, here's Tucker. Tucker actually got a little bit of redesign. He was always supposed to be fat, but the original artwork had him pretty thin. Because we kind of all forgot he was supposed to be fat, like every single one of us. But now, he looks like this. He's a good chubby puppo. And shut up if you say hyenas aren't puppos. They are puppos. They are honorary puppos. And then we got Riley here. Of course. Dragon Salandit. I'm going to say that word correctly. And having his treasure. So, yes. Now, there is one other thing. You guys may have noticed the table had an update that you had to download. So, I want everybody to... You may notice I removed everybody's dice. So, you see the Pikachu, Bulbasaur, and Charmander? Right-click your favorite, hit copy. Or just Control-C over one of them. And put one next to your character sheet somewhere. Just
I am unable to copy.
You are enabled... Oh. You know, I should probably promote you again. But also, you can't copy these.
Is it because they're locked?
No, don't pull dice out of it. Stop. Alright, just everybody tell me what color they want. I'll move it to their table.
I want Charmander.
You want
Give me
Charmander?
Charmander.
It's fine. It doesn't
Go
really
with
matter.
Bulbasaur.
As long as you can click it, it doesn't...
Bulbasaur.
Bulbasaur? Okay.
Yeah.
You will take a Pika. Okay. Let me, nope, not that way. Nope, there. Had to just get it right. And... just put it there, I guess.
Neat. It just clicks out.
Mm-hmm. So this works. You don't drag dice out of it. You just click it. I might as well lock that, I guess. Makes it easier to click. Who's that? So you guys can play around with that. I'll explain. Basically, the way it works is instead of having a million dice, you can click this. Oh yeah. Let me fix the. So you may notice the names aren't correct. I'm gonna replace the description so that it actually displays your guys' names, character names. So let me just do that real fast. This is a cool scripting based thing. So I need to explain. There's a guy on the Pokerole workshop page. There was a guy that actually well, Kyrio, yeah, that is a little bit like, we'll just roll responsibly so we don't drown out Kyrio, okay, guys? Right now we can test it though. It's all good. But it will actually calculate negative numbers. Like if you get 2 1s, you know how that's it subtracts from your roll. This will calculate that, as well as calculate what your successes are and such. It's perfectly designed for the systems. Also, Tubby,
Yo.
who the fuck is that?
Who? Where?
There's background noise, dude. What is that? There's somebody talking that isn't you.
I'm on push to talk.
Oh, wait. Is that not you? Oh, I thought it was you. Never mind. Oh, Karserus, you want one too? I guess you... This is
I already
yours, right?
got one.
Okay.
I made it the DM one. I chose a Pikachu because...
Oh, yeah, DM,
because
I
I
see.
could.
Yeah, it's fair. So I want to actually give a shout out to this guy because he's like fucking awesome. So let me look up his name again, because while he is awesome, I'm also bad at remembering names. So his name is on Steam. His name is Ukilop, and basically, as he says here, he's currently working with friends to take this table further. I'm not a scripter whatsoever. I know nothing about tabletop simulator scripting or scripting in general. I'm not good at coding stuff. So this table of mine has no scripting, but he's basically injecting a ton of scripting. I actually went and visited his table that he was like working on. He had like a million projects going on. It was very messy, but I could tell that he was kind of like really clever about what he was doing. So this clicker here is just one of the things he had. I stole it. I stole it off his table. I got his permission, of course. He's perfectly happy to have stuff added to the table officially. So stole it over here, and this is just one of the things he's working on. He's also working on a character sheet that can be modified without placing manual dots. Instead of having a plus and minus, you can just up it through that. So having all the fields easily, changeable with that. As well as some other things, such as a camera, where basically, like, you see all this like empty space above the MP3 player, like just how all this empty space. He put a giant fucking TV here, basically, like, and that you could like, and it could have there was a camera you could control, and you could like have it zoom in on a particular part of the table and just be on this TV at all times, so you could like look at something easily. For instance, you could zoom in on a page on the rule book and just have that viewable on this big monitor for everybody.
One moment.
Sure. But yeah, so that's kind of a summary of like how things are right now. I'm just going to start implementing scripting things officially. Right now, I have not implemented the click rollers officially, but I will at some point. Now you're on push to talk. Oh, that's why. Was it? I gotta know though. Like, was that like your fucking like dad, or was that a TV? Like, I just heard somebody else talking. I was like, what the hell?
Yeah. Someone else.
Okay, that explains it. I'm okay with that. It's just like when I hear a voice and I don't know who it is, I'm always like, who the fuck is that? It's like really distracting because I don't know who it is.
Yeah. Usually I'm on push to talk for reasons like that, but I have 2 Discord accounts, and only one can be on the app at a time, and usually the others in browser Discord. The
Oh.
browser Discord doesn't like push to talk.
Oh god, I've never used that. I usually stay away from like browser versions of these things because I usually find them to be wrong in some way. Also, hey there, Lonzo. Yeah, saw episode 1. Hope to see more. We are beginning episode 2, so or session 2 as I call it, but either works really. Also, Tubby, I still don't understand what you were talking about the mouth. Oh, the mouth icon for the Twitch chat. I get it now.
Yeah.
I get it now. I was disconnected to what that actually meant for a while. But yeah, so I think we're pretty much ready to begin here. Probably should put some music on. We're starting out in Ray's house again, I think. Rise is it Ray's or Rise?
Rise. You may
Rise.
pronounce it Raise. He doesn't care.
Well, Ray's sounds really violent. Well, Rise sounds really elegant. So, but I think we're still on the SoundCloud page for locales. If everybody is, I am, at least. So let's. Where is? What were we playing before? We're playing like. We were playing the clubhouse theme. Yeah, that's why we were playing because he is part. Because it's not the clubhouse
Yeah,
itself,
he's
but
he's the bartender.
yeah. I'm gonna adjust that down. There we go.
We probably weren't, but that's the only one I can remember us using.
Yeah, we were using that when the game ended last time. I remember. Yeah, that's what we were doing.
So, people can always recap the stream, but I'm going to assume that you all need a minor recap of what happened last time before we begin.
I think that's a good idea.
One of these days I'm going to put these notes into a Google document where they will be much better organized. I actually went into way too much detail as opposed to a summary, but I'll summarize. So you all ended up waking up in the Baked Plains somewhere. You're not sure exactly where. You don't exactly have a good feel for the land even now, because it's been less than 24 hours since you became Pokemon. So, well, as far as you know anyway. But you all woke up and for strangers who woke up together, most of you got along remarkably well. In fact, all of you got along remarkably well. At least none of you attacked each other.
Wait, that's not how that went at all. Hold on, where did you get that information from? I punched
I'm
the
like-
Munchlash in the face.
Yeah, I'm like listening to. I'm like, wait a minute. This
I hit
sounds
him with the
right.
side of the head with this hunk of meat. Where were you last session?
I said you started off remarkably well.
That was our first interaction.
I feel like our first 5 minutes weren't even good. What are you talking about?
Well, I say they started off remarkably well, chat, but they are correct. After some separate exploring, because Riley decided to go off on his own and do some parkour, because for some reason parkour in the pouring rain is a good idea. And what was soon to be sleet and hail, because our Munchlax friend Ralph here managed to lick activate a weather orb, which did hail. Of all the weathers. But, yeah. And they came across some meat. Yes, all hail the Munchlax and do portends. And Riley and Ralph fought over the meat briefly before realizing that it was poisoned. And then Riley decided that he wanted it anyway. Not to eat you, but I believe he still... Does he still have it?
Yes.
Yeah, he
Technically-
denied. He denied help,
Yes.
and then he. I don't remember exactly.
It's distinctly not grape flavored meat.
It is not grape flavored meat. It's purple because it's poisoned.
Also,
and then
yeah.
And then Brooke and Tucker, I believe, are the ones who encountered a pair of Salandit, which is the rare encounter for the area under normal circumstances.
Oh.
Because, you know, the Salandit bandits have loot.
That is a good point. Thank you for reminding me. Let me just turn... Yeah, we'll just turn that off for now. It's unnecessary.
Ah, I forgot about that. Thank you, Kyrio.
Yes, donations will still exist. They just won't be shown for this first. That's a good point.
Yes.
Thank you. Did I do that last time? I hope I removed it last time too. I don't remember. Well, the chat was still readable. It's just, yeah.
In any case, Tucker surprisingly knocked one off into the ravine, and the other bandit flailed for his life, essentially, because he was rather ineffective and was threatened with being eaten.
Yes. Yes.
Ended up getting fainted, essentially, and the party finally made it to Savan town after brutally interrogating the Salandit. Because why not? And it was around that moment I, as the storyteller, realized I might be playing for half a party of murder hobos. I kid, but it's entirely possible. I don't know yet.
Murder is a subjective term.
Yes. A Noibat sentry started screeching about intruders because you all came out from the wilderness and are unfamiliar faces in general. Though hopefully not for very long. But you made your ways to the Pioneering Club, which was essentially the only open building at the time. So there wasn't much option, but pouring rain and also getting dark. You met up with Pangoro, who is the leader of the Pioneering Guild, who gave you a chance, but also made sure to send the Noibat back on sentry duty, because otherwise it was going to be much noisier. You all had a meal prepared by the lovely Lipard Rise, sorry. Jeez, now I'm mispronouncing my own characters' names.
I started it.
All is well. And the overall discussion essentially turned to that you guys are more than welcome to stay in Savan Town, so long as you help out, because it's not an exactly easy area to live in that you've managed to find yourselves teleported to. Or however you managed to get to the Pokemon world. Who knows, maybe you just have amnesia and you're really Pokemon after all. Ooh, Inception. But the discussion essentially ended that Pangoro said he would talk to you all in the morning about figuring out whether you guys were able to join the Pioneering Club and what you can do around the town to help. While he starts making that decision. So for the night, you're all staying with Rise, who was nice enough to let you stay without much complaint. Or any complaint, really. But he did essentially warn you guys that the Noibat does also live with him, because he functions as the Noibat's guardian. It's supposed to be implied that the Noibat is in fact an orphan, so Rise takes care of him.
Aw.
That's adorable.
It's adorable until Rise doesn't get his morning coffee.
Oh, they have coffee.
I don't actually know if they have coffee. Maybe.
I mean, it's a
I don't know,
natural
we're on
enough
the plains.
product. I don't see why not.
We're on the Plains continent. I don't know why there wouldn't be coffee, I suppose.
Yeah, it's a reasonable place to find it.
That's what Rise spends all his money on, coffee.
Yeah.
Not really. He has other things he spends it on, but you all aren't going to find that out for a while.
Oh yes, I guess I didn't mention, we also have new mats.
Well, yes, there were added mats. So there may be new mats that make appearances.
Oops. Oh. I thought Karserus did that. Let me move back.
No.
I know which state everything's on. There you go.
And as we left things, Riley and Brooke went to sleep downstairs in Rise's house because there were guest beds there, as well as a loft, which is where the Noibat sleeps. And Tucker decided he was going to sleep up in the loft, which is away from Riley, because Tucker isn't exactly sure how to feel about Riley just yet.
Mm-hmm.
And Ralph decided he was going to just sleep on the floor where he stood until Rise decided to just shadow port him downstairs because he's not having a snoring munchlax on the ground floor.
He's just like, yeah, here's good. Oh man, I wish the luck die would have had me landing on someone when I was shadow ported.
It was possible. It was entirely possible. I don't think anybody would have the strength to move you either.
How dare?
Oh, I do. I guess I should update for everybody's benefit, so lack of confusion, both for the stream goers and for the later video. Last time, Tucker's always supposed to be a fat doggo, but we kind of forgot, like, inherently last time. Like, it didn't really come up as an issue, but he is now properly fat. But this actually affected my Tucker's stats. He previously had 1 in dexterity, or 2 in dexterity and 2 in strength, right? Yeah. But due to logic, basically, he's that fat, he won't have that much dexterity. I moved the dex point into vitality, which has affected his stats, sort of. Affected his damage dealt with things like tackle and bite and such. Well, he doesn't have bite yet, but yeah. But it also gave him an extra point into defense, lowered his evasion, lowered his accuracy, I believe, too. But it did give him an extra HP, it did give him an extra defense. So this will be kind of interesting. This is not quite playing to the build I was thinking anymore, but I do like to stay logical to the character. And so basically we have a new rule. He can increase his dex, but strength always has to be 1 higher. Basically the strength to hold the weight to be dexterous with it. I think there was also kind of an unofficial rule that if vitality goes up, that means it gets fatter. So, yeah.
Well, you weigh more. It's not necessarily that you are fatter.
Well, yeah.
You're just denser.
But yes, nobody else's chats have changed, but I figured I'd point that out.
Oh god, none of you are going to have insider special, are you? Well, I don't know. Brooke will probably have special.
Oh yeah, that's true.
I have 2 insights.
This is going to be interesting. So yes, let's have each of you roll a die and we'll see who wakes up first.
Okay.
Alright, so we don't even have to eat it.
Yeah, now we have the new thing, so just
Yes, I'm staying in bed.
just gotta click this and boom.
3, so no.
You got a 1? What, did it not display it for you, Kyrio? Or
No, it displayed it.
huh? Oh yeah. Wait, yeah. Oh sorry, I just got confused.
Yeah, it says Brooke.
Yeah. No, it's accurate.
It's the character
accurate.
names.
It is accurate. You can just match by color too. It's pretty simple.
Yeah. Alright, so Tucker is actually the first to wake up.
Oh.
And you wake up and there's some early morning light filtering in through an upper window in the building. The Noibat is there. They're sleeping upside down on one of those little roost peg things. Their peg is also specifically in a spot that's always shaded, so that they don't get woken up, because Noibat are generally a nocturnal type.
Well.
And you don't really hear much aside from, you know, the soft breathing of your loft mate, as it were, snoozing away. And you are still very much a Pokemon.
So let's see here. So I said I'd start doing RP posts, in-character posts in the chat. So is that okay with everybody, though? I wanted to confirm that. I didn't actually do so.
This is fine.
Though anything vocal, I'll still use the voice, because I like the voice.
People are free to do what makes them comfortable.
Admitted I was partially doing it for Kyrio's benefit, because he has to do that after all. Actually, you know what? I know what I'll do. It's because I'm thinking, if I'm interacting, I will use. If I'm interacting with another person, I will use the in-game chat. If it's in this situation, I'm just gonna say what happens. This makes more sense. Keeps the flow going. Tucker would get up, stretching and looking himself over again, and indeed confirming, yeah, he's still not human. Lets out a little sigh, and he sees that the bat's not awake, and from the sound of things, nobody else is, but he does feel rested. So he'll start heading downstairs, padding downstairs, trying to be light about it, but he is a bit portly, so he probably creaks a few steps as he goes. But he doesn't want to wake anyone out.
The big log steps that are up the side of the wall that sort of form the steps up to the loft, they do creak a little bit, but they're these really big, thick log things jammed into the wall that are part of it. And they're sort of made to withstand relatively heavy Pokemon. Maybe not as heavy as the Munchlax, but enough that there's only, the light wooden thumping noise as you make your way downstairs, the ground floor.
Belly probably plopping along the steps here and there.
Yeah, they're not perfectly spaced for every type of Pokemon.
Well, that would be impossible. Well, Tucker would look around and kind of get a good look at the ground floor, because previously haven't had a lot of time to, with all the excitement and meeting people. Just takes a casual look around, sees if anyone else is awake, and just kind of what the place looks like.
Rises off by the wall near the furnace. Was it a furnace or a stove? Probably a stove, or what have you. Yeah, wood stove, I believe it would be, or something like that. Where he's currently snoozing on his cushiony bed. There's off against the near an opposing wall. There's a square, what looks to be a sandstone table. Interestingly, who knows how that got put in here? It doesn't have proper seats. It has cushions, but you get the feeling that Rise likes to be comfortable. He also has a, what is the equivalent of a refrigerator, i.e. a food chest, near the stove, since he would probably keep food there for cooking if necessary. And your sharp-canned sense of smell can tell that there is some good food in there, but you also don't know if you would be allowed to partake yet or not. Other than that, there really isn't a whole lot in the house. It doesn't look like it's incredibly decorated, probably because Rise has the entire bar to decorate if he wants.
And is Rise's sleeping quarters in a separate little area, or?
No. The ground floor is an entire open floor.
Well,
so it's all in the same space. Essentially, it's just much of the furnishings is either up against or close to the wall.
I see. And where is Rise's little area? Like, is the little bed area of, I assume, straw or something more fancy?
Oh, it is fancy. It is actually a very nice, set of cushions.
Oh, comfy.
Yes, it's up against the north wall, since directions make it a bit easier. And it is closer to the stove because he likes being warm. Notably, now that you think about it, it doesn't sound like there's any rain.
Weather's cleared up. Tucker would pad over to around Rise's bed, not being too close, he doesn't want to be creepy, but enjoying a bit of furnace heat as well, would like to warm himself up a bit. And rest down next to the furnace like a dog would, while waiting for everyone else to rouse or such, because he's too polite to wake people up.
Aw, pudgy dog fluff. Next to wake are Ralph and Riley. You both wake at relatively the same time. Unfortunately, because you're in what equates to a basement, there are no windows, so it's pretty dark down there. There are a couple of dimly glowing blue stones set into the walls above each bed, and they're just sort of the simple straw beds that most Pokemon seem to get that you would see in the PMD games.
Hate
And there's a couple down there, so it looks like the downstairs is almost exclusively guest quarters.
Alrighty. Oh, when's breakfast around here?
I'm gonna roll over in 5 more minutes.
Alright, dibs on you.
Go upstairs.
You better not. Can I throw the hunk of meat at him?
You still have that?
I'm not leaving this hunk of meat.
God,
Well,
Mine.
do you want to risk losing the hunk of meat?
is this going
Well,
to rot at
if
some
he
point?
eats it, he'll die. So, you know, it's probably fine.
Well, do you want to risk losing your hunk of meat?
Man, I'm not thinking. I just woke up.
Alright.
Let's
So,
see.
you toss the hunk of meat, and unfortunately, in your sleepy state, it's not really enough for you to hit him, since you're probably not looking very well either. So instead of hitting the Munchlax, it bounces off the stairs, rolls down, and thankfully these aren't the thick wooden stairs, these are actual stone stairs. So they can stand Munchlax weight. And it sort of rolls around, and then it seems to disappear under the stairs from your blurry, sleep-addled vision.
God damn it! I want to reach under the stairs and try to get my meat back.
And the GM found a clever way of getting rid of the poison meat.
Alright. So Riley, sleepy as he is, drags himself out of the bed, and then he does that dog thing where he doesn't walk on his hands in this case. So he just uses his feet and he pushes himself dragging along the floor looking for the meat in the dim light. Roll me a survival.
A survival. Okay, how much
I'm
is
sorry,
that do I
a
have?
smart plus survival.
Smart plus survival. How smart am I? Not very. Alright, perfect.
That's the only thing I can think of.
Ah, yes! Perfect!
Wow. Riley just keeps getting unavoidable successes.
And huge failure. There's no middle ground.
Well, you didn't lose your success, so it's fine.
Yeah.
So, you sort of turn your upper half on your side and continue sliding, and you do see the meat. It's rolled to the very back near the wall under the stairs, but you can also see it. There's like this sort of crawl space in there that normal Pokemon wouldn't be able to reach, but it's lit by another stone, and it looks like there's a closet of some kind in this space.
Oh, I'm gonna go in the closet.
Ralph, by the way, since you're both up at once, I figure I should do you both. Ralph, you go upstairs and you see that Tucker is already up and sort of sitting near the stove by Rise, who was snoozing, though you can see that he's just lazily opened one eye and he's just does that languid cat thing where he rolls onto his back and stretches.
On my way up, I actually took a step back to step over the the step that Riley was reaching under, and then went back. Then went up.
Hey.
You're a little high to do such a thing because of the way stairs work. Also, Riley wasn't exactly reaching at the same time as you.
Okay, so yeah,
You went up and then he tossed the meat, essentially.
All right. So no teasing is that already.
There will be time for that.
Morning, Tuck. Morning, Rye. Oh, hey, this is important. The Riley said that he didn't want his breakfast and that I could have his portion.
I did not!
Don't let him lie to you. We totally agreed.
You also don't know what his name is. Just saying.
Give me a cool contest roll.
Oh my god.
Alright,
Because you're trying to schmooze.
Alright, ooh, I have pretty good dice for a cool contest. Well, 3.
And we're gonna do it opposed by Rye.
Oh no. Oh no. I got 1 dice. Did I even bother?
Oh, you don't need to make the roll. This is Ralph, because Ralph is the one schmoozing.
Oh. Okay, I misheard that, sorry. I heard opposed by Riley, not opposed by Rye.
Yeah, sorry, Rise. Rise looks amused and rolls onto his feet, swishing his tail back and forth. Is that so?
Yep. In
Are
fact,
you
he's
sure
not
you
even
don't
here.
just
See?
want double portions again?
Can't I have double portions and he's... I mean, he's not here and I am, so that shows... Who wants...
Rise just has this very calm, potentially sleepy, knowing smile on his face. And he doesn't answer you. He just goes and opens the food chest to start making breakfast. Oh, and good morning, Tucker. Thank you for not waking me. Usually the bat does that.
You're welcome. He responds. Also, I've just elected at this point, I'm going to use text when it's convenient not to interrupt people, basically.
Riley, what are you doing? Ralph has just said... God, there's so many R names right now. Ralph has just said that that you claim, quote-unquote, to have given up your portions of breakfast, and you've also found what is essentially a secret compartment under the downstairs.
Well, I'm gonna go into the secret compartment. Hopefully that'll lead me to my poisoned meat, and so I can stuff it into Munchless's face.
And then he goes to Narnia.
Give me...
Also, I have to do this joke at your expense. Earlier when you said, oh, I'm gonna go in the closet, I was gonna say, sorry, dear, your parents already know.
I've been out of the closet for quite some time, thank you very much. I don't want to go back in the closet. There's not much room in my closet. Barely even shut the door.
How do you propose to squeeze through the gap?
Lay on belly and army crawl.
Kyrio does
Alright.
raise a question, though.
Give me... Dexterity Survival.
Oh, that's not bad. I could do that. Ah, yes!
Really?
Dang.
Not a single failure.
Wow.
Aha!
That's sequential.
5, 6.
That's sequential.
Bitch.
Alright. Well, you managed to get your upper half through after sort of having to wedge your head under this small gap. You have no idea how the meat hunk rolled there, by the way, considering the meat hunk is the size of your head. Maybe the meat hunk is oblong, you don't know. Unfortunately, when you get to your hips and butt, you are stuck. You are
Alright.
physically unable to get further past the gap.
Heck. Alright.
The meat is, like, almost up against the wall. It is at the far end of your potential reach.
Okay, can I attempt to use my aura powers to summon it to like the force?
What moves do you even have at this point? Do you have...
Counter and quick attack?
You have no aura moves? You can roll special, but I'll tell you right now, you don't have enough dice to win that.
Heck.
You
Alright.
can still do it if you want.
How about instead, I attempt to make more space myself by breaking the compartment open a bit bigger.
Oh, no. Also, Kyrio does actually ask a good question. Eragon?
Eh?
That's the
Probably
answer.
not, to be honest.
He's just squinting, attempting to use his psychic
Use my
abilities
brain!
because. Okay, in which case you would suddenly activate foresight without meaning to.
Oh.
So you get a brief glimpse into the future, which is one of two possible futures at the moment. One where you wedge yourself further and then you are stuck and require help, which would be embarrassing. Or you could leave it alone and ask Rise to retrieve the meat for you, which seems like it'll work out.
It'll also be embarrassing, though.
It would be embarrassing, but again, you only see two potential futures because you didn't really mean to use foresight, and foresight isn't exactly clairvoyance. So,
Also, just to recap, this is poisoned meat, correct?
Yes.
yes,
Yes. So much.
got
effort
it
for
from a
this.
trap.
So when I'm attempting to stuff it into the Monster's mouth, I do fully intend that he'll die.
Charming.
Well,
No one takes my breakfast!
well, the other thing is you're still slightly wedged in that gap.
Heck.
If you still feel like you want to force the gap open wide, that would be strength, I believe.
Just strength?
plus- Yeah.
Just strength?
Well, actually, strength is combat. We would have to say tough then, I suppose.
Just
Well,
tough.
Tough is social, so yeah, either strength or tough, either one. You have 2 dice for both.
Fantastic, let's do that. Aha!
Ow!
Wow.
All these successes, you're gonna get into combat, and then you're just gonna keep failing, and it's.
This is fine.
I mean, it is my fault, chat, because I'm the DM, but only vicariously.
Wait a minute. Wait. Is Riley? Riley is the one that's still. No. Is everybody cured at this point? I can't remember.
Yeah, everybody was cured.
Okay. Just double check.
Everybody was cured of the poison. I didn't mention that, but yes, you were all. Most of you were poisoned last
two.
session, and you were cured when you were brought to the Pioneering Guild. They're not gonna just leave Pokemon poisoned.
I just recall Riley's resistance to take the cure that he had, so I just was wondering.
Yeah,
It's my only belonging.
Riley didn't want to use the powder. I forget why, but he just didn't.
I don't know what it is.
He doesn't know what it is. What's funny is that's not an excuse. I think Tucker was actually able to tell you what it was because one, Doggo knows could pick up what it was, and two, he's a breeder, a Pokemon breeder in training, so he actually knows what that is.
Yeah, but Riley wasn't listening.
This is true. It's fine.
True.
Riley doesn't have to listen. He'll
Nah.
get it beaten into him.
Nah, yeah.
He's gonna be stuck on the stairs.
Alright, so you start wiggling, and you get the sense that you are definitely a more physical type of Pokemon because, well, you don't exactly make a bigger opening. You are able to inch yourself in just enough that you feel like you can grab the meat.
Grab meat.
Alright.
Do I have to roll to grab it?
No, I'm not gonna make you do that.
Yeah.
We're gonna move on. You grab the meat. Now, give me a Dex survival to get out.
Uh-oh. Pretty good, I would say.
Alright, you manage to barely squeeze your butt out. Your fur is like all ruffled and matted in places from this ordeal, but you have your poison meat hunk back.
Yeah!
You can also smell breakfast is starting to cook, so you might be missing breakfast.
Alright, I'm gonna hurry upstairs. I'm gonna beat the Munchlax up for this meat now.
Alright, Tucker, Ralph.
Yeah.
Does Brooke get to wake up at some point? I will just note that.
Oh goodness, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, he did. He
I
did.
almost forgot
Okay,
about you.
I will say, DM, I would implore you, please read the chat a little bit better, because Kyrio actually did make mention of that earlier. So yeah. I don't want Kyrio to be ignored, you know.
I'm so sorry, Kyrio.
It's okay. It's okay.
Well, Kyrio said that he was sleepy from Adventuring.
That's true. He was sleepy.
But, the grunting and, like, wiggling around at the underspace of the stairs does wake Brooke up. Brooke, you are groggy and you have finally awakened. Thankfully, this space is nice and damp. And you're aware that you are a water type. So this is a nice space to wake up in. Oh, well, okay, it's not damp, but it's cool and inviting. You can see the Riolu has gotten himself wedged under the stairs and is currently wiggling his way out. You can also smell breakfast is being made.
That was a really bad time for me to eat a cracker.
Ah.
Because I just realized I could say something right now, but I can't because I'm eating a cracker.
Fool. Can't eat during D&D.
Well, everybody else ate, so I figured... I figured apparently I would choke on a cracker. Ow. Okay. I'm good. But I will say, while Kyrio posts his posts, Tucker would probably hover around the kitchen area a little bit more. He is, after all, interested in food. Not quite as insistent about it as Ralph, but his nose is definitely wriggling quite a bit.
Bryce seems happy to let Tucker just sort of watch as he makes food. Mostly looks like he's making some sort of fruity dish.
Hey, Tucker, you should learn from this. That way you can cook for me too.
Also, somehow Rise has apparently accrued a pink apron that he's just sort of wearing over his neck.
Ralph, I don't have hands, though.
Oh, honey. And Rise turns around and he's, like, expertly holding this frying pan with this nice sizzling set of bacon with his tail. Hands are never the issue. I'm sure you could find a way if you want.
Yeah, they can do it.
Or, you know, you could just have Munchlax cook. Though I wouldn't trust him with your rations.
Yeah. Ralph cooks. Everyone else might not get any.
Tucker wags at that, feeling a little more encouraged. He still looks kind of sad about his situation in new form, but that does make him feel a little bit better.
Munchlax pets the puppy like that was good timing on my roommate. The Munchlax pets the puppy.
Aw. Tucker's still not quite sure about something like pets, but all the same seems to arch into them a little bit.
Rise sets the frying pan back down and sort of saunters around Ralph and Tucker for a minute, doing that purring cat rubbing thing.
Aw.
You two are absolutely adorable.
So are you.
Flattery will get you everywhere, Ralph.
I like that.
Just not in my nest.
One day.
Rise sort of rolls his eyes. So, as a question, do any of you know what you'd like to do today to help prove yourselves to Pangoro?
Well, it's hard to think on an empty stomach.
Well, I guess whatever needs being done, I could try doing.
Well, you both certainly have differently positive attitudes. He chuckles and sort of casts his head back to look towards the stairway. Ah, so they finally decided to join us. Is everything alright down there? Brooke, was it? Our feisty friend hasn't gotten himself stuck in my cache, has he?
It's just gotten occurred to me. I don't actually remember who knows whose names at this point. I'm just
Well,
going
no
to
one
assume
knows
I
my
picked it
name
up.
except for Brooke does now.
I'm just going to assume Tucker was observant enough to pick it up from everybody.
Nah, only Brooke knows my name. I'm secretive.
That aside from secretive Riolu over here.
No one asked.
Not sure everybody was willing to talk
been
to.
nice enough to politely introduce himself to most people.
Eh.
And while he's waiting for that response, Rise is going to start plating food.
Yeah.
He's also going to discreetly throw up light walls around the Munchlax to prevent him from eating the food yet.
Discreetly.
Rise blinks at the question. A resting room? Do you mean a latrine? And he just sort of points, and you all notice that there is a relatively small door under the loft stairs. Just clean up after yourself, if you don't mind. Not that that should be hard for a water type.
Am I off under the stairs yet?
Yes, you are out from under the stairs.
You success
Riley.
rolled.
Sorry.
You're fine.
You succeeded. You didn't get stuck.
Alright, I'm gonna go up the stairs and hit the Munchlax with this piece of meat.
I have the walls around me. You can't.
Well, I don't know that.
He does. Which I will give him this. So Riley walks up, and even Ralph hasn't noticed that the walls are around him. And he raises his arm and swings, and the meat bounces off, flies out of Riley's hand, and as if by some sort of concerted act on their parts, lands perfectly on the table.
Oh. I meant to do that.
Rise does not give a response to this. He's going to let you keep thinking that.
Gonna go retrieve it again.
Oh, you see, that's why he let me have his portions, because he's gonna eat that.
You're gonna be the one eating this.
None of you are going to eat poisoned meat in my house.
Right?
please
He'll
sounds
eat it
annoying.
outside, then.
None of you are going to be eating poisoned meat in this town. Not unless it was some nasty trick.
Let's go with that, yeah.
There's a very different sort of smile on Rise's face as he looks over his shoulder at Rise. I know everything about nasty plots. So, do behave, won't you? I am responsible for looking after you all.
Out of curiosity, does he have that move?
Maybe.
Well, okay. I just don't want him taking my breakfast.
I never intended to give him your breakfast.
Yeah,
However,
I mean,
I will ask you to put that meat away, Goodness, I've never told a man that before.
Yes, I'll go to the bed.
Just please put that meat away, and if you'll do me the courtesy of sharing your name, I will happily serve you a plate.
That's a body for
Yes,
me.
it's not just me. It's not just you. Hold on a second.
Oh god.
Wait a second. Pause. How do I sound right now to everyone?
Normal now.
Now you're normal.
Okay.
Yeah.
So did everybody experience an issue there?
I think so.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
that was Discord, not an internet
Discord
connection thing.
was- Yeah, Discord was taking a dump.
Thanks, Discord.
Okay. So Rise just asked Riley to put the meat away and, tell everybody what his name is, and he'll happily serve him a plate of food.
Alright. But I already told the alligator what my name is.
The Totodile? That's just one poke.
Yeah.
Consider courteous to give all your acquaintances your name.
He's not doing it. I get it.
I'm fine. I'm Riley.
Well, Riley,
I think he's lying. I think I should still get it.
so Rise makes it a point to pick up the first plate, and he walks directly in front of Ralph on his way to Riley, and uses his tail to set it in the Riolu's hand. Since you
Ooh.
were so nice and compliant, first dish is yours.
Oh, thank you.
Now
Look at
just
this.
please stop instigating, will you? And we'll get along just fine.
I just want to smirk towards the much last to start eating.
Welcome back, Brooke. And Rise, again, makes it a point to walk past Ralph when he makes the second dish. And this one he leaves with Tucker.
His eyes fall on the dish like 1 to 1.
Tucker realizes that he doesn't really have any easy way of grabbing the dish, but somewhat meekly takes it in his jaws on the edge of the plate.
Well, Rise sets it down in front of Tucker instead of, prompting for him to take it because he knows that Tucker doesn't have hands. Rise knows all about what it's like to not have hands. He also knows what it's like to have hands. Because Furloin are bipedal.
Oh, yeah, I guess they are, yeah. Forgot about that. Well, Tucker would start to meekly gnaw away at his plate. This is just putting his face right down into it. Wiggling his tail quite a bit as he realizes this is quite a good dish.
Yeah.
It's essentially bacon with cooked fruit, and the fruit sauces have been drizzled over the bacon.
Ooh. That literally sounds good.
Finally, Rise lets go of the light walls and gives a dish to Ralph. This one is piled a bit higher than the others for his patience.
Yay.
I never thought I'd be a teacher again. He chuckles and brings the final dish over. Now then, I'll reiterate the question since you all happen to be present now. What do you plan to do today? Of course, you can all... Could you? And he just sort of cocks his head to the side, and then back to the other side. Well, you could always go straight to the guild, but I don't know if Pangoro's awake yet. It's incredibly early. Especially for a dark type.
Do they wake up late? Now Tucker would. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, I don't know. I know, right?
Rise seems an early waker, or at least from the context of things. But Tucker would pipe up at that and suggest, maybe we could learn about the town a little first?
Well, my other suggestion was that you can go around town. There's always things that need to be done here. The Plains continent isn't exactly kind, and especially those of us in the Pioneering Guild are set about to help others and keep the peace. Though Pangoro did give you this sort of speech last night. Though if any of you aren't feeling up to going out immediately, you're free to stay here for a little while.
Licking my plate clean.
I'm up for some whatever. You know, whatever you guys do, fixing or like moving logs or whatever. I feel like I fixed stuff before. I don't know.
You do get the definite feeling that before you were a Pokemon, you did fix things. It's definitely one of those core skill sets that's still ingrained in your memory.
What's a core skill set?
Repairing things.
Oh, interesting. Also, I hope I didn't mess that up. If I recall correctly, Brooke was the other one that was poisoned yesterday.
Yes.
Yeah.
Brooke and Riley were
That
poisoned.
is correct then.
I'm gonna split right quick and help my aunt do a thing. It'll be like a few minutes,
Okay.
if that. You get.
All right, we'll
Okey-doke.
we'll just tow you along in the meantime.
Insert cardboard cutout.
Clearly not him. It's not fat enough.
Well, I mean, I could give you a marble block cutout and it would be heavy enough.
No using substitution, how dare.
Well, that just substitutes with a Pokédoll.
Yeah.
Let's see. Who needs help on a regular basis? Bryce doesn't seem to have even bothered to make breakfast for himself yet, as he sort of settles himself down near the table. Well, the orchards can always use help. You might be able to help deliver some mail if the picket pack is busy today. What else? I bet if you convince Pangoro, you could probably go on a scouting mission in the Big Plains. And we could always use help looking after the little ones. Other than that, you would have to directly ask. Now, what are some main places to take you all?
Oh, that's fine, Kyrio. That's fine. I'm just gonna have my little side conversation with Brooke going on as I say this. Also, with it's fine. Different time, slightly different time periods as these two things are happening. But anyhow, Tucker would pipe up at the mention of one of those last things. Little ones, he asks, wondering just what that exactly meant.
Well, after Reform, the Pioneering Guild does have the equivalent of a daycare center. We help take care of young Pokemon. It's not exactly the same as the schools that are on the other continents, but we do teach them and take care of them while their parents are busied or away on missions.
Tucker would kind of have a moment of clarity when that's being mentioned, somewhat remembering something from his past, but not quite grasping it. I think I could help with that. he'd remark.
Pangoro will love you then. He's usually
Kyrio's
the one
typing.
Right back.
Welcome back.
Yeah.
Small recap.
Yeah.
Small recap for
Yeah.
for Tubby. If so far, we're deciding what to do, and Rise is going over.
Rise
options.
has just been rattling off various things, basically helping in the food orchards, letter delivery, babysitting.
I don't know if I have the patience for babysitting. I might end up sitting on the.
Pangoro will get along with you too, I'm sure. What else? Well, you could always help move supplies or guard them. It's not like we have any shortage of mischief that goes on around here. The bandits, like the one you brought in yesterday, are a key factor.
I can deliver. That
But
sounds like
I could guard them when he does that.
That's what I was thinking. Guard them from the Munchlax.
delivering letters seems like a fun way to learn the town's layout and stuff.
I suppose if I had to give you some landmarks, there's always the guild building, there's the oasis, which I'm not sure if you've seen yet or not, now that I think about it. And then there's the spa. Well, there's the orchard, but there's no way you would have seen that yet. And you'll definitely get to see it at some point. I would actually recommend going to the spa when you get a chance.
Oh, I definitely would. I like being pampered.
So I can tell. Though I have to warn you, the treatments can get pretty expensive. The Florgus sisters and their perfumes are certainly exotic. He shrugs. Though I vastly prefer the milk bath option.
Ew.
Ooh, a bath in milk? I love to drink milk. So, if I could bathe in enough of it, oh yeah.
Ew.
It's actually better for you than you think, Riley. It's done by Miltank herself. It has some restorative properties. So sometimes guild members who have been in a rough fight and have been disabled for some time may go to her.
It's a lot of milk.
You vastly underestimate what Miltank are capable of.
This is slightly unrelated, but one time on a Pokemon Minecraft server, someone mistyped Miltank as Milf Tank, and it was a meme.
No.
It was a meme on the server for like a month.
No.
Bad ban this man.
You have said the bads. You will now be silenced.
No.
But there will be none of that yet. But as you all complete your meals, Rise will get up and go around and take the dishes so that they can be cleaned at another time, putting them in a sink. Now that you think about it, this house is not necessarily made for Rise and Mai, considering his quadrupedal stature.
Alright, let's go to work, I guess.
Are we capable of splitting up here, since we all have different interesting destinations that we're interested in?
You can, and Rise isn't exactly going to guide you around the town, since he's going to be staying home.
That's
he doesn't
fair.
have to work until later.
I mean, if you're gonna do bartending, you want to take a break between. It's quite a job.
Yes. Especially when you're someone like Rise. So yes, you are free to split up if you so choose. I will write a brief list of what he rattled off.
Oh, you know what would be
in the,
useful? Maybe we should have a note card on the table just for this sort of thing. Let me do that. You can just write it down there. Nice easy little thing. Oop, not saved objects.
Saved
components.
notepad.
Custom... No, wait. I don't remember where notepads are. No. Oh, they're in tools, that's right. Here you go. Oh, I attacked Riley with a note card.
Wow. How dare you?
There you go. Persistent list could be useful, at least for the time being, I was thinking. In case we're like, where did everybody else go? Oh yeah, that's right. Oh, off he goes. I'll probably just move the models into groups depending on where everybody's going. Also, is that working for you, Car?
The notepad?
Yeah.
The note card? Yeah, I already started typing
Oh.
in the chat box, so I will
that
like
works.
copy paste
That
it or
works.
something.
Yeah, either works. I was just throwing that down because I was like, it could be useful just to have that around.
Yeah, right. So, which building is the post office?
Oh, I'm gonna go guard supplies. So we're gonna go find some boxes or something. I don't know where to look for this. I'm gonna stare at boxes.
Well, Tucker would probably, being the cautious sort, ask for directions from Rise as to how to get to the babysitting nursery area. But then head out to there as well. Whee. So, let's see here. So, we got Ralph going for the letter delivery. We got Riley going for the supply guarding. We got Tucker going for the babysitting thing. And Brooke is still deciding.
I feel like babysitting has the potential to be hilarious.
Well, if you haven't noticed, Tucker does have a kind of gentle nature, so I think...
Yeah, those kids are gonna destroy him.
Oh no. I didn't think of that.
Oh no.
You've never worked with kids, have you? Yeah, you're screwed.
Well, again, backstory-wise, when Tucker was a human, he was a Pokemon breeder apprentice. Sort of like, you know, he was a kid, but he was basically a ranch hand, essentially. You know, you grew up on the farm.
You have not dealt with children, though.
Yes, he's dealt with cub Pokemon, but not in the context of being on equal footing of them. No.
Yeah, you're screwed. Eat you alive.
Alright. I will have to go through you guys one at a time.
Of course.
Not your whole scenarios, mind you. That would take far too long. I'm going to make sure I get through each of you.
Sure, peaceful sections. Just pick whatever order you want.
The note card now has the names of who is doing what at the moment.
Okay. Probably just go down the list, I
Thankfully,
suppose.
no one is staying. Nah, you're fine, Kyrio. This is fine. You touring the town is probably more useful than anything.
Honestly, I like this party split. When town events happened in the other games I played, splits were common, and I always thought that was a good time for them, anyways.
I'm going to try and find a good tile for this. No.
Oh yes, that's the town.
Ah, yes, the giant crystal in town.
The Crystal Empire.
Didn't realize we were playing Final Fantasy.
Huh. I like that,
There we go.
Loud
That's
rip.
a good one.
I didn't even have a real...
Maybe I think I'll switch it to post, or not post town. I'll switch it to the Savan town theme, I suppose, for this. Wow, Charade, you did it again. So
Oh,
Fucking hell.
You did it again. All right, let me fix it. I remember how to do this. Click twice. Oh god, it didn't fix it. There.
okay. Every time after I hit play, I'm gonna have to click the table like 6 or 7 times to make sure I clicked out of that.
Yeah, I know. I do the same.
To be honest, I still don't know what does it exactly.
Because like it's moving the camera, I assume I'm out of the thing.
Yeah, just make sure you always click some blank part of the table after you're done with the tablet. That's a good way to ensure it. Savan Town theme, right? Car? Or otherwise?
Yes.
Yeah. Just making sure.
So, while the others go out, Tucker actually decided to ask where the babysitting job was. And Rise was happy enough to inform you, and I should probably move Rise off of the table. Oh, is Rise already off the table?
Rise is right here.
Oh, okay. Rise is nice enough to inform you that the nursery is actually on the 2nd floor of the Pioneering.
Oh.
Yes, they have a nursery area up there, since, for some reason, a great majority of the parents in Savantown are actually pioneers. Gee, I wonder why. Living an active lifestyle can do things to you.
It's lonely on the road. Oh, you selected the individual song. I see. I guess that works.
This is fine.
Well, it kind of interrupted what I was doing because I agreed to it. Oops. There we go. Fixed it again.
Alright, I clicked like 30 times outside the table.
Okay,
Right now.
should be
Last.
fine. Alright. So, we'll go...
Note card order makes the most sense.
Yeah, we'll do note card order. I know it's not alphabetical, but we'll do note card order. It helps because Brooke and Ralph are probably going to be running around everywhere.
Yeah.
So, Riley, as you head out, you realize you don't exactly know where the supplies are kept or who has to deal with them being guarded or moved around.
This is true.
You come out to Savantown's sort of main street, and looking up and down the street, you see where the Pioneering Club building is. You see the entrance to the town that you came in. And you notice that further down there are some other more interestingly shaped buildings, as well as a sort of shimmery heat haze and what looks like more Pokemon are gathered towards that other end of the street, as opposed to down where you are.
Okay, let's go see what everyone else is doing.
As in the Pokemon at the other end of the street?
Yeah.
You walk down that way, and a few of the Pokemon sort of give you a look because you're unfamiliar, and Savantown is not exactly a very big town. So most of the Pokemon know the faces that are around here. But for the most part, they tend to just sort of ignore the fact that you're a new face in favor of the idea that, well, you might be one of the pioneers, so they may not have seen you as frequently. Or maybe you're a pioneer's kid that they've suddenly seen or some such.
I want to mention I still do have the hunk of meat. As I'm going down.
The poisoned hunk of meat, however, draws more attention, and you get some really strange looks from some of the Pokemon that are around there. And as you're walking towards this sort of shimmery heat haze in groups of Pokemon, you come across an oasis.
Ooh.
This big, crystal clear oasis, just where Savan Town is just situated around. There's so much more to the town than just the street you were on, and it looks like much of what's around the oasis seems to be shops or merchant stalls or businesses, which, you know, is kind of astonishing to you. It's like, holy crap, Pokemon have a civilization.
Definitely still dreaming.
Apparently still in denial. So I would like you give me, I guess, a smart survival would be appropriate for this.
Okay. Well, I should come with 2 failures. Oh.
The exact opposite of that.
Ah, yes, I have bribed the dice gods
He
today.
is going to lose everything when he's actually in battle. This is confirmed at this point.
This is fantastic. It's hilarious.
He's wasting all his good rolls
He's
on
also
events.
the-
Oh, what's that?
But Riley, he's also the one to make the most rolls, but Riley seems to have been the most active in trying to do things.
This is true.
So it doesn't take a genius for you to figure out that any one of these businesses could probably need help having supplies moved around or guarded for a period of time. And you can also see that along one of the opposing shore sections, I would call it, since, you know, it's a circle essentially. There's not really an opposing shore. Better word for it. Further along the circumference of the oasis, you can see what looks to be clusters of trees, which at this distance, it kind of looks like there's some red specks on them or yellow specks on them. So it seems that these trees are the orchard that was mentioned earlier. The closest merchants seem to be a Kecleon, iconically enough, who's peddling their wares to the Pokemon passing by. There's also a Cofagrigus that is like, I buy gold, I give you money, yes! Essentially. Not that you have any gold on you. There's also a few other shops run by some other Pokemon. Yes, I know, that's very descriptive.
Very. Will building 10 out of 10 right there.
Well, I'm avoiding getting too specific because the NPCs are not necessarily super important just yet. You can make them important. You're the player.
We need monies and stuff to make them important.
Right. Which one looks like they're the richest?
Oh boy.
Cofagrigus, obviously.
Alright, I'm gonna go talk to that guy.
His
Talk to the
doll is like shaped like his head, but plated in gold.
creepy. Alright, I'm gonna talk to this guy. He seems like a fun guy.
Hello! You have gold, yes? I buy gold, give you trinkets.
No, I'm here to guard your stuff.
Guard? Stuff? And he just sort of bobs up and down, does that ghost Pokemon like high-pitched giggly cackle thing that they do.
Like that?
More like
Okay.
that specific sound effect that some people may remember from the N64 era.
Yes.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember that.
Pose sound.
Yeah, suppose.
Never owned an N64.
It's okay, we can fix your life later.
Siliriolu, do not need supplies guarded. I guard my own supplies. And he like wiggles his phantom arms, and then he briefly opens up his coffin, and you are blinded by the brilliant light of 1,000 golden ingots before he closes his coffin again.
Oh.
You are left briefly stunned by the magnificence of the Cofagrigus.
I've got blind!
And then his grin momentarily flicks downward as he realizes you're holding some poisoned meat. And he goes, "What is this?" Junk. Do not want. Only gold. Gold for trinkets.
Okay, I'm gonna back away from this guy. I'm gonna who looks second most rich. This guy's crazy.
And he waves with all four hands. And he's like, "Come back again with gold, gold for trinkets."
This guy's crazy, says the Riolu. Thanks to the Riolu who tried to jump over a cliff he couldn't make without probably killing himself.
I made it, didn't I?
Made it with cricket. I do want to remind you that yes, you all can use your moves in non-combat situations. That is a very important aspect.
Oh yes, of course.
I'm also going to limit Ralph to being incapable of utilizing metronome in a non-combat instance, because that could result in terrible things.
Fair.
Use metronome and it lands on explosion.
Pretty much. There is no die appropriate for metronome. It says at storyteller discretion, but I would probably roll a D100 on my phone or something and be like, well, that turned poorly.
I have an actual D100. I rolled it once, got a 10.
I could just drop one on the table too.
You could, but we don't need to.
Anyway, who looks the second most rich out of all these shopkeepers?
The Kecleon.
Alright, I'm gonna go talk to the
Or at
The
the very
gecko.
least, the Kecleon is getting the most business and is trading not only, for money, but also trades apples, as well as other items for items. They seem to be very lucrative.
Yeah, okay, I'm gonna talk to those guys.
How do you wish to greet them?
I wish to walk up to them and go, "Hi, I'm here to guard your stuff."
The direct approach.
It's the perfect crime.
Crime.
Tough plus contest.
Tough plus contact. Well, alright then, here we go. Ah, shit! The worst roll yet.
The Kecleon squints, as much as Kecleon can squint with their chameleon eyes, and leans forward. And this one isn't the normal green and yellow Kecleon. This one's a sort of like tan and yellow one, which is appropriate for the environment. I don't know. I thought the guard today was supposed to be bigger.
How dare you?
What? I'm just calling it like I see it. You are yellow. Then again... And he turns around and he seems to be muttering some things to himself. And then he turns around and goes, okay. I need to step out for a bit for my break. You'll be here when I get back, right?
Okay, I can do that.
Alright. Won't be long. And if anyone comes to trade items, just let them know I'm out.
Okay. Do I hop the counter or do I stay on this side?
There is no counter. It's like a mat, and he has stuff in crates set up around him in a sort of display.
Okay. I'll fend them all off with this hunk of meat.
Okay. I mean, if you really wanted, I could probably give you a money for that.
A singular money.
Well, nobody wants to eat poisoned meat.
Well, I'm using it as a weapon.
He stares at you blankly, then he just sort of shakes his head and starts walking away, going, new hires.
Right. I'm gonna wield my poisoned meat like a bow staff, and I'm gonna guard the crits.
Eventually that meat's gonna slough off and it will be an actual bone.
Perfect.
That would actually be a weapon.
It'd be so fitting for Riolu as well, because the guy is gonna bone
I mean,
rush.
you have enough logic that, and you are a Pokemon that can learn Bone Club, so it wouldn't be out of the question.
Bone rush.
Well, same difference, except you make yours out of aura.
You frankly
Yeah.
could probably remove the meat and make it a weapon sooner if you got the idea.
Just push it off, but no, I'm gonna keep the meat on it until it falls off.
Yeah, it's actually starting to smell kind of bad because the poison makes it rot a bit.
Yeah, I expect that would just make it riper faster. Yeah.
Perfect.
You're
No one's
also
gonna take
in the
these cards.
sun, so yes.
It's also the plains fucking continent, so it's like, you know, Australian, African kind of, yeah, there's some heat to it.
At
There.
least 2 days old out in the sun.
Yeah.
Okay. We've got Riley doing his thing now. It's Tucker's turn.
Yes.
You go outside to the main street, and thankfully, the Pioneering Club isn't all that far. Also, by the way, I apologize to chat and everybody else. My voices are not going to be consistent between sessions. I'm going to forget, and I'm going to do new voices.
Oh, dude. I'm feeling like I'm a little having trouble grasping Tucker's voice, but I'm sure it's fine. Because I mean, I was kind of away
The
for
only
a week, so I
consistent
kind of
voice
broke
you
my...
can count on is Rise. I can guarantee you this.
Dude, honestly, I love your voices, so even if they're not consistent, you're doing so many, it's really impressive. It doesn't matter if they're perfect every single time.
Anyway, yep. And thankfully, just like last night, the doors seem to be, well, unlocked, as they were.
Well, Tucker would wander in, again, bit gently, not sure if, since it is early, not sure who might be around the reception area or not, but he looks around, sees who he can find.
Interestingly enough, there aren't that many Pokemon around on the first floor. At least not at the... It's still relatively early, but you did see that a bunch of Pokemon were at the far end of the street earlier. Of note, there is a Pick-a-Peck that is just sort of sitting on the bar counter, seemingly waiting for someone. He has a mailbag. Or they have a mailbag. I'm going to default to he a lot, I'm sorry. There's also a Cubone, a Purloin, and a, for whatever reason, a Tropius on the first floor.
Hanging
The
out there.
Tropius is so big that his head is like nearly at the ceiling, by the way. It also does not have bananas hanging from it at the moment. The Cubone and the Purloin seem to be nibbling on bananas.
No.
Well, would they be in the, are they at like the cafe area? Is that where they're idling, or where are they hanging out?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The first floor is essentially the huge cafe area
Right.
slash mingling area where they can get assignments if they aren't upstairs or going to specific room.
Well, Tucker would shyly approach the group as they enjoy their drinks or whatever they are doing, and quietly ask them, how do I get to the daycare area?
The Cubone looks up at you and then sort of sidles their way behind one of the Tropius's thick legs. The Purloin doesn't seem to have heard you, or doesn't seem to give off the idea that they've heard you. The Tropius cranes their head down, and you can hear the creaking as if it's a tree that's bending a lot. You're a new face.
It's a tree beard.
Oh god, it is Truebeard, I'm so sorry.
With a Tropius with their fruit on, they'd be banana beard, I suppose.
No, don't be hasty, Master Mary.
Kangaroo said they'd be by. But where's the bartender? We have mail.
Ding.
Tucker would cock his head slowly as this Tropius spoke in such a slow tone, but would be patient enough to listen through it all. I don't know much about Mel. I think the bartender is not in yet, though.
Rise is always so lazy. At least until he comes to his job.
Well, Tucker would glance around the group.
The
Waking is
Cubone is peeking out from behind the Tropius's leg, and whenever it seems like you look at them, they just sort of hide behind the Tropius again.
This does catch the Puccina's interest. Tucker would glance over to the Cubone, saying, "Hello there. Don't worry, I'm not scary or anything."
I'm not scared. The Cubone pipes up, peeking out before trying to hide again, but the very end of the bone mask snout is peeking out from behind the leg. You're not scary. I've been out a lot of times. Puccina aren't scary. It's just a lot of you. Oh no. Be nice, Cubone. I'm sorry. They're shy.
Oh, that's okay. I'm kind of shy too. I'm still getting used to things around here.
If you're looking for the nursery... Oh god, I'm starting to slip into, like, a mentally challenged GLaDOS.
Oh no.
It's upstairs. Pangoro is currently dealing with the little ones.
Oh, he must be having a blast.
Eeyore!
Yes, it's also ER. I'm doing like a combination of super slow voice. I never said you were. Pat, pat. That's not the same as giving actual pats, I told you! But I can't pat you with my feet. I would squish you. And the Cubone flops on the floor and wriggles in frustration.
Tucker can't help but giggle just a little bit at the scene. Though trying to be polite and not embarrass the Cubone too much, tries to keep to himself, but his tail's wriggling in a bit of laughter. Oh, thank you. I guess I'll go upstairs then, remarks Tucker, seeming a little bit surprised to hear that the big, tough Pangoro is actually up in the daycare. And then he heads off, finding the stairs rather easily from there.
The stairs really aren't that hard to find, and when you make your way up, you find that the clutter of the cafe area, and especially the clutter of having a Tropius in there, makes it seem a lot smaller than it actually is for being, pardon me, one of the main rooms of the first floor. Because the upper floor is actually relatively spacious, and it seems to branch off into several other rooms, though the nursery isn't hard to pick out. It's got this pink archway with polka dots on it, and it looks like a children's play area through that archway. And you can even see Pangoro is sort of sitting there looking grumpy, but there's all these young Pokemon that are just sort of climbing over him and having an absolute blast.
Well, Tucker would slowly approach the archway, just coming through into the room quietly, making his presence known and trying to get Pangoro's attention while he's clearly a bit busy.
As soon as you step through the archway, there is two different reactions from the occupants that are not Pangoro. The first and most noticeable reaction, new person! And you are immediately set upon by several of these young Pokemon, one of which is a Larvitar.
Oh.
So heavy.
Oh, wait, they are very dense, aren't they? I forgot
Yes,
about that.
they are very dense.
Like 100. They're like 50 kilos.
Yeah. As reference, Riley is 20 kilos.
Wait, wow,
I'm
really?
actually in kilos.
And if I
unlike you
recall-
Americans.
If I recall right, even Riolis are kind of heavy, if I recall, aren't they? Or are they more normal weight for their size?
They're much more normal weight. It's Lucario that are heavier because of the steel in their body.
Ah, that's right.
There's also like an Elekid and a Magby, the standard baby Pokemon, because that's easy.
There's an adorable little Pichu. Yep.
Yes, there is. There is a
Yay!
Pikachu that has decided to hide on top of Pangoro's head, in fact. And a few of the other toddler Pokemon, I guess I want to say. Since they're not all baby Pokemon, and that is a specific term.
Yeah.
Have taken the opportunity to hide behind Pangoro. He just sort of looks up, and he quirks an eyebrow, his one eyebrow enough that his eye opens a little to look at you. And he just chews on his bamboo sapling, whatever it is, what have you, words. Whatever it is that they chew on. Slowly. He seems to be gauging your reaction.
Well, Tucker would be a bit surprised at the announcement of new person, his ears perking up, and looking a little bit intimidated for a brief moment as the kids begin to pile on him. He definitely reacts and staggers a little as the Larvitar pushes against his side and quite easily pushes him a little bit. But
I
he
need
does.
you to do a strength
Oh no.
contest.
Okay, let's see here. That would be what is contest again? Just yeah, 0. 'cause I don't
Contest
have
is an
any.
overarching skill.
Oh wait, 1. Okay,
It's generally the
3.
social skill.
3. That's pretty good.
You grunt, and you're kind of forced to sort of lay down because of how heavy the Larvitar is, but it's not enough that, you know, you're flattened by it. But you are piled on by these Poke children.
Well, Tucker is okay with dropping to his belly and laying down a bit for the kids. He is a little bit overwhelmed, but a smile starts to grow quite large on his face as he wriggles his tail and giggles at the response. Hello, I'm Tucker, he says to the whole group.
The new person is a Tucker! The Magby exclaims happily as some of these children start to sort of poke at you. There is a Rockruff that is playfully batting at your tail as it wags. The Larvitar slides off you and seems very pleased with itself. As it sort of hops around you a bit.
Tucker, while maybe not intentionally showing these doggish actions, but all the same doing them, lowers his head a bit submissively towards the Larvitar in a, oh no, you did get me, you're so powerful, sort of humoring sort of expression and body language.
Roll me a cute.
What's a cute? Oh, okay, let's see. That is just 1. I am only 1 cute right now. That will be fixed later.
Yes.
I am a cute.
Oh my goodness, you are very cute. The Larvitar squeals happily and runs over to Pangoro, giving him a hug. Pangoro sort of grunts because the Larvitar are still heavy. And then he lowers his eyebrow slowly, his eye doing that closing thing. And he grunts and goes, Well, I see you slept well at least.
Yes! Bryce was very kind. It was very comfortable. Thank you for all the help, too.
Well, It's our job as pioneers to help those out here that need it. And you certainly need it. Besides, you brought us an important individual.
Tucker cocks his head just a little bit at that, not quite understanding, but happy to help all the same.
I'm sure you'll understand a bit better. He waves a hand at you, sort of beckoning you over. That is, if you all decide to join the guild.
Well...
Oh god, rough voice.
Oh. That voice hurt your throat?
Just a bit.
It's good to have water for these sort of things. Well, Tucker would remark, "Oh yeah, I'd like to join. I don't know about the others though." But he stands up, somewhat struggling with all the kids kind of piling on him. Perhaps one or two actually ending up on his back or clinging to his side as he saunters carefully over so as not to hurt any of the kids.
Your actions definitely do not go unnoticed. Well, unfortunately, there aren't that many teams that are around right now. Most of them are out on missions, and we can't have you going too far. You could still go to the Big Plains. They're just right outside the gate. But I'd prefer if you all could work in town today, if not tomorrow as well. It will be easier to observe you there.
I don't mind that, sir. I'm not so sure about the outside right now anyways.
He grunts and nods and sort of starts to peel the kids off his person as they try to climb up him and sets them down, and they just giggle and start climbing up him again. It's really simple, and they seem to think it's a game, and he's content to let them think that.
Climb the Panda Mountain game.
Pretty much. And as you sort of look in the play area, there are toys and things in there, like a slide, a sort of swing that's hanging from the ceiling that has no Larvitar sort of written on the side of it. Because, and when you see that, you do note that it looks like the ceiling has needed to be repaired over the swing.
God, Larvitar are such terror children. Now that you put it in this context.
Well, I mean, fire types too, but the building seems to be generally fireproofed for obvious reasons. Well, so long as you all can help around town. And since you've already proven you can take care of yourselves by bringing in a Salandit bandit, well, you're part of the way there. You'll still be observed even once you've joined. But I have a good feeling about you all. He pauses as he folds his arms, and the kids take this opportunity to rapidly start climbing on him and start weighing on his shoulders. So that he's essentially got a bunch of these Pokemon children sort of piled along his shoulders and head, like a sort of weird variation of the old Judge wig. Well, most of you. I'm still not entirely certain about the Munchlax Oriole. But if Rise didn't toss them out, then they must have some redeeming qualities.
Tucker is not really one to remark poorly on people, but it's easy enough for Pangor to see that he sort of agrees with his eyes.
So why did you come to me instead of exploring the town? I mean, you have the entire day free to yourselves. If I had needed your presence, I could have had the Pick-a-Peck call for you.
Oh, well, sir, I just didn't want to explore alone, and when I heard there was kids, I felt like I could help. I'm not really sure why, but it resonated with me.
Something about being human, right?
I think so, yeah.
Maybe we will need to send you to see Como at some point. He muses to himself, not realizing he's said this aloud. Well, if you want to take these little terrors off my hands, it'll free me up to do some of my guildmaster duties.
Certainly, sir. Do I need to know anything about them?
Only that they are not to receive snacks until food time. The children let out this collective aww. It seems he's had similar troubles with other people taking his place as babysitter.
Yes, sir. I can keep track of food time just fine.
He seems to want to make a remark, but he avoids it. Possibly because he's noticed you are a pudgyena. Instead, he coughs and nods. Nap time is a little after lunch, and, well, I shouldn't need you too much longer after that, but if there's an injury or an incident, you can call on me or anyone else here in the guild. There's always at least one or two of us here. We do need to keep an eye on the little ones, after all.
Yes, sir. I understand. Tucker holds himself up a little higher, seeming more confident this time. Being put in a role that he understands.
Nodding gruffly to you, Pangoro methodically just sort of shakes his head and shoulders a bit, and the children start to slide off. And he stands up, and they all sort of stand in a line, smiling, kind of like little kids with their kindergarten teacher. Like, they know what to do, they just don't want to do it normally. All of you behave. Tucker here is going to take care of you while I go off on business. Don't worry, Mr. Pangoro will be back. Oh god, I nearly stepped into Tropius voice there.
I am Groot.
Yes, I am. They are all Groot. It is Groot's all the way down. They nod, and Pangoro gives you another nod. And he stops just before he steps through the archway and turns around with his finger up, as he seems to have remembered. They know not to leave the play area, but keep an eye out. Sometimes they get into mischief, even if they don't mean harm.
Tucker would perk up his ears alertly, kind of idly sniffing to kind of indicate his senses are picking up on what he was told to do. Yes, sir.
With his usual gruff grunt, Pangoro heads off, but rather than going downstairs, he seems to have gone off into another room. This one seems to have a sort of Japanese-style sliding door in it.
Ooh.
It looks like one of those paper doors, except instead of paper, it has like fancy engraved wood. And you are now left in charge of the terrors. And now we come to Brooke.
Yes.
And I'm sorry it's taken so long, Kyrio. I probably should have been doing yours on the side while I've been doing the first two. C'est la vie.
I think it's all entertaining for everyone, what's going on, so it's not a big deal, right?
I hope not. I am trying to get to everybody. Besides, you all did go to 4 different things, so this was bound to happen.
Really, better to take more time doing something right than to take less time doing something mediocre.
Agreed. So, Brooke, you were among the first to leave. Because I do remember that in the timeline. And you see very much similar to the words, please. I can still words, I promise. You see similar to what Riley did when he came out. The main road, it's sunny out. There's some clouds in the sky. Most of the Pokemon seem to be gathered down towards the end of the street that leads to the Oasis. There's the gate nearby as well as the Pioneering Building. And if you take your time and take long enough, you'll see that Tucker decides to go into the Pioneering Building. But for the most part, along this street, it seems to be residential housing. This is also a perfect time for anyone else if you need to take a bathroom break or something.
I just came back from my bathroom break.
Yeah, honestly, and again, I want to state this again because I know Kyrio is sometimes nervous about this. The extra time it takes to type is not bad. It's actually quite useful.
It is incredibly useful.
I'm just proud of myself for rolling a 6 on that one roll.
All these 6s, then again, like, D6s have a higher rate of success and failure as a whole. It's much nicer than the D20.
Yeah, I mean, there's a 33% chance that it'll be a success per die, so it's not bad.
Well, a guaranteed success anyway.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. It's only technically a 33% chance. Well, no, not 33%, because you have to get 2 ones to get something bad, so actually that goes exponentially.
Yep. And I mean, it's a 50-50 chance of succeeding or failing in general.
Mm-hmm. And when it comes to 2 and 3, that's just neutral, right? More or less.
Yeah, 2 and 3 are just failures. They don't take away from successes.
Right. They count as failures, but they don't count as negatives, unlike the ones.
It's kind of hard for you to grasp that Pokemon do indeed live in a civilization. And from what fuzzy memories you have of before as a human, well, this is similar, but it's nowhere near the same scale. But most of the Pokemon you see seem to be relatively happy, despite the harsh environment. In particular, there is a, actually, let me drag out her model. Oh, I should have loaded these models before. It's fine.
That's not a big deal. Did we title them?
The models?
No, we didn't title them. That would have made it easier.
The Kangaskhan has a title. I thought I titled them, but for some reason they lost the titles. I don't know why.
It might have been my fault. I was doing, updates and stuff. There may have been a rollback accidentally at some point on that one particular thing.
This one. There is a worried-looking grass-type Pokemon, just sort of shuffling back and forth in front of a few buildings, seemingly muttering to herself and going, "Oh, oh," and she seems to be looking around for something. For the chat and everybody else, this Pokemon is a Lilligant. And I can scale her up if people want.
Some people got confused what a Pick-a-Peck was, and I I have to admit, I stealth looked it up because I forgot while you were doing my scene. I was like, oh, I need to remember what the heck Pokemon that is.
For those wondering what a Pick-a-Peck is...
Do we have a model? We do, right?
Yes, we do.
I mean, we should. Yeah, there we go.
Pick-a-Peck is
Pick-a-Peck.
the delivery man of this town.
Yes. I feel dumb for forgetting this because I discussed this with you. Yeah, Pick-a-Peck is perfect for the Plains continent too, just like the style of birdie is. Toucanish, right? Is that what he was based off of?
His evolution to cannon is a toucan.
Yeah. That's a Trumbeak. Actually, yeah, that is a Trumbeak. Pick-a-Peck's the pre-Evo, actually.
Oh, I'm sorry, Trumbeak. Wait,
have...
is it Pick-a-Peck or is it Trumbeak that's supposed to be the deliveryman? Hang on, let me look at my notes.
Actually, I can double check. It involves... There's 3 of them, right? Yeah, there's 3 of them. Pick-a-Peck to Trumbeak. And then Trumbeak to Toucanon. Yeah, that's right.
It is Trumbeak. Trumbeak is the Milsaurus. I'm sorry for saying Pick-a-Peck earlier. It is the Trumbeak.
It's okay, I'm learning as we go because I haven't played Sun and Moon, so...
Jumping, being startled by someone actually speaking to her. She looks up and fidgets a bit, nervous, and then starts to shuffle over in a very interesting sort of gait. You can't really see any feet. It's almost like her bottom half is like this plant dress thing that she just shuffles around on. Hi. I'm Lilligant. Oh dear. Right. I kind of lost something important. I'm looking for it. I know I was around here when I last had it. She sort of looks around, kind of distraught. It's a little pouch. It has some sweet-smelling stuff in it. It's for work, you see.
Selena says Lilligant is new best friend. Apparently I like the voice you did for her.
I'm trying. Not very good with female voices.
Oh, I think you do fine.
Oh, are you new? She sort of tilts her head to the side a bit, and as she does so, you notice that opposed to the model here, the flower on her head is not bloomed. Silly me, you must be. Almost everybody knows about the spa. See, I work at the spa down by the Oasis. It's owned by Miltank and Crocodile. I actually work in the scented section. Scented section? I guess that's what you could call it that. It doesn't have an official name yet, but it's run by the Forgus sisters, and I work for them. I kind of do a lot of the menial tasks, though. She kind of gets that anime sweat drop and lets out a very small sigh. Oh god, I've turned her into Retsuko without the anger. For anybody who knows what I'm talking about.
Not sure, actually. Also, what did you say it was about her flower? I missed the one word you mentioned about her flower.
Her flower is not bloomed. It's still a bud.
Bloom, that's the word you said. Okay.
Yes.
Huh.
Unfortunately, there is no model of that, but that's fine.
Also, I went ahead and said in the chat, if anybody knows why Miltank and Crocodile run the milk spa together, you get a cookie for remembering my PSMD streams.
Well, the last time I had it, I was at home. Well, of course, that's silly. It's dumb to start there. She shakes her head. Well, I was on the way over here, and... well, there were some really nice flowers over by the alley there. They were pretty, so I stopped to look at them for a little while. And then I sort of went off on my way to work. But when I got there, the pouch wasn't in my bag. She sort of hangs her upper body forward a bit in depression. Thankfully, the sisters didn't catch me, but Miltank told me I should go get it. But the flowers are gone now. Oh, maybe I imagined all of it. I'm such a dunce. She immediately straightens up and looks at Brooke in surprise. What? Really? You'll help me? Thank you. And she follows after Brooke. And indeed, the alleyway does seem to have several small patches of grass that look fresh and new as opposed to the regular dirt that seems to be the rest of the alley path. Sort of, putting... Wait, does the Lilligant even have hands? Putting her fronds together, since I suppose she doesn't have hands. Putting her fronds together, she gets this smiling expression on her face, and the sun seems to shine just a little more brightly on her, giving her a little sparkle, and she goes, I guess that makes you my hero. I would like you to make a smart survival. The red almost made me think you didn't succeed.
Oh no, because it's red. Every roll he does is failure.
Well, that's a shame.
No, that would be me. To it, and Lilligant responds by going, well, the fact that you decided to come over and even ask me what was wrong, that was nice as it is. So even if we don't find it, you're still my hero for today.
Aw.
It takes you a little while, but eventually you see these sort of oblong tracks leading from the grass patches in the alley. And they seem to be going back through the alley. And upon following them, you find yourself behind several of the houses on the main street, and it seems to mostly be yard, as it were, since most of the houses, at least on this side of the street, seem to have some form of yard, but almost no one has attempted to grow anything because of the harsh soil. So, mostly it's wild grasses that's encroaching on the edge of the town, you know, seeping in through the fence that you can also see. However, there are some patches of suspiciously green wild grass near the gate. Near the fence, sorry. Lilligant also gasps as you grab her and sort of drag her along, but it's not sort of like in a bad way. She sort of gasps and then gets kinda quiet in like the "oh my gosh, Senpai has noticed me" kind of way.
Oh no.
Like Sonic Dragon Elise. Why is that the first reference I think of?
Terrible.
One moment, I have to.
No problem.
Well, I'm sorry. Licard's comments just now. There's certainly a dissonance of this cheerful music and the dark dungeon I'm currently in Skyrim. I can just imagine just skeletons everywhere. It's like, I don't know.
I would like you to make an insight check, please. Insight survival, actually, so go ahead and roll 2 more.
1, 6. 4, 3.
So 2 successes.
Mm-hmm.
You soon realize that these green patches of grass are not grass. Upon closer inspection, there is a blue bulb beneath both of these patches of grass that you have found. And they seem to be moving slightly. One of them even appears to be sweating a little bit. Well, you don't know bite, but okay. Roll for a... well, we need to find strike.
Yeah, I would say it probably would be strike since he doesn't have the move.
Since they're standing still, then do damage, I suppose, which would be strength +1 for your damage pool.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh. He bit his own tongue. Oops.
No.
So you go in as if you're gonna bite, and you sort of tilt your head this way and that because you want to get at the bulb instead of the leaves, and then you end up just sort of nibbling a little bit on one of the leaves, and it has a very acerbic taste that makes you go bleh. But whatever you did works, and the grass patch just sort of wiggles, and Oddish pops up, and he's like, ah! Please don't eat me. I'm not food. And another Oddish pops up and goes, ah, you blew it. And then there's a third Oddish that's on the other side of the fence that pops up and then hops on top of the fence and goes, why did you do anything? We were scot-free.
Okay, I know exactly what noises they're making. If anybody has played Ocarina of Time, the Deku Scrubs, when you pop them out of the grass. That noise. I'll try to get the sound.
And the one you nibbled just sort of whimpers and goes, well, it's not like we were trying to do anything bad. But it was scary. Lilligant sort of moves in a little closer And like the little satchel she told you about doesn't seem to be there, and she looks around and goes, you didn't happen to see a little sweet-smelling bag, did you? The trio of Oddish all sort of do the hop and turn motion to look at Brooke and the Lilligant. And then they sort of sway their fronds and look at each other. Yeah, we saw your little bag. It smelled so good. We wanted to keep it, but the Oddish that that Brooke nippled sort of steps aside, and they must have hastily dug themselves into the ground because, unfortunately, the little satchel seems kind of smushed and dirtied up. All the Oddish just sort of seem to wilt a little bit and whimper in a little odd, lilting way. We're sorry. We thought you left it as a present. Yeah, you actually said our leaves smelled nice. No one's ever said that before. Well, it's okay. May I have it back, please? You still want it? My friend here does have a point. I did just sort of end up leaving it sitting there. But if I can have it back, that would be really helpful. Of course. And they've all sort of started talking in unison. You get the distinct feeling that they tend to act together. And one of the Oddish sort of picks up the satchel. And yeah, it doesn't look perfect. But Lilligant takes it anyway with an appreciative smile. And she turns to Brooke and gives a deep bow. Thank you very much. I'm sorry for all the trouble I caused. And she looks up from her bowing position, still looking apologetic. If you want, I can show you where the spa is. I might not be able to give you a free treatment, but I can still give out coupons. It's the least I can do after you help me. Okay. I'll show you the way. Oh, thank you, little Oddish, for, well, not eating whatever's inside this thing. She chuckles nervously, and this time it's her leading the way back through the alley and down the main street towards the oasis. And we're going to go to Ralph, because Tubby has been waiting very patiently. So, Ralph is looking for letter delivery.
Can I say I'm shocked he didn't go to the cafe or something?
Well, I don't know. He
Well,
might end up going to a cafe.
I feel like in the back of his head, he knows that he might get in trouble if he went to the orchard.
So you wander around for a little bit, and occasionally you do see these bird Pokemon, the Trumbeak, flying around, and they look to have like little mail carrier bags. But most of them are way too high for you to speak to. But eventually,
Yeah. Can I like work out where they're going to and
well, they seem to be going to and from the far end of the road, where other Pokemon.
Alright.
But one passes you by and actually starts to make for the Pioneering Guild.
Alrighty, let's catch it in there and work out where the post office is. And people in the post office don't know. Or
Your people in the Pioneering Club don't know where the post office is.
Well, as you enter the Pioneering Club, you do notice there is the Cubone, Purloin, and Tropius trio in the cafe. The Tropius is currently letting the Purloin take bananas from its neck so that both the Purloin and the Cubone can have their breakfast.
Oh, sweet, can I have one?
I don't see why not. And he lowers his... the Tropius lowers their head. The Trumbeak seems to have landed on the bar, by the way.
alrighty. I grab myself a banana and start eating said banana. And
You are consuming the last of the Tropius bananas.
yes.
The
Alrighty, so
Trumbeak is just sort of sitting on the bar with their letter bag.
turn my attention to the trum.
So, I gotta, like, help out around town and stuff. And, I decided I want to be a post delivery munchlax.
It like takes him a minute to find the word.
So where's the post
Oh,
office?
you must be the new recruit.
Yeah.
As he's already finished with the banana.
Well, we could always use help delivering letters around town. We have way more pressing deliveries to make further out than just going around the houses here. Though I can't exactly just leave you with my letter bag.
As he's talking, he's eating the banana peel and licks his lip.
The Trumbeak sort of preens themselves a bit. Well, if you wanted to go to the actual post office, just head to the Oasis. It's actually next to the spa. Not hard to miss.
Yeah.
Oh, I have an idea. Since you're going that way already, I actually received a letter from one of the houses near here.
Yeah,
And the
right.
Trumbeak opens the letter bag, and with their beak, pulls out a letter that has a little sort of Kecleon seal on it. And he sets it down so he can speak. That needs to go to the Kecleon shop.
Yeah, right. I'm sure I could figure it out. Can I have a bag?
Sorry, we're not authorized to give out bags, especially not to Pioneering Guild recruits.
Okay.
Besides, I don't have a spare on me.
Yeah.
Alright, so he takes the letter and he's kind of holding it. This held item now.
Okay.
All right. So that's like down the road, that way. Oh, okay. Dude, like that.
Alright, so you make your way down to the oasis. And you see a familiar face standing around in one of the stalls. You see Riley just sort of standing there with his poisoned meat hunk just in one of the stalls. And unfortunately, you're not immediately seeing the Kecleon shop just yet. Because the Kecleon isn't
Indeed.
I'll never find it. This is the real loot shop now.
Oh no.
This is my life now.
There's no address. There's just a. Why do you want to open?
I fucked up.
Oh dear.
I'm sorry.
What did you say, Tubby? Something about opening?
Yeah, I'm like looking at things. There's no address. It's just your picture. Like holding up the letter, matching it up against each of the shop.
Well, so the shops tend to be named after the shop owners, it seems. And you're not seeing a Kecleon shop in the immediate vicinity. And even when you squint, you don't see one across the oasis. So you do see the orchard and the food on the trees.
Ooh.
But you do see the Kafagrigus shop, and the Kafagrigus is still shouting, "Gold! Gold for trinkets!"
If I get gold, I'm gonna go to a shop that's gold for food.
And you don't exactly know what buildings are the post office and spa, mind you, but there are some slightly bigger buildings interspersed between the mercantile stalls. In particular, there is one that is shaped an awful lot like a milk tank head that looks like it has flowers around it. And there's one that is very square. And interestingly enough, looks like it has a Pokeball symbol on it.
Huh,
Which
that's
is incredibly unusual.
That's intriguing. Yeah, it looks. But a Pokemon wouldn't have a Poke. Yeah. Well, yeah, might be the post office. Post offices are usually square and boring shaped, if I remember. Man, I sure am glad I ended up being a Pokemon with hands. That's neither here nor there. Alright. He hops into the square building. Better not be some like Twilight Zone stuff.
As soon as you enter the building, there's just this rush of noise, and there's Pick-a-Peck and Trumbeak fluttering around everywhere, sorting mail and putting it in bags, coming and going. And you realize the whole reason that the building is square is that there's a bunch of skylights in the ceiling for these bird Pokemon to fly out with their mail.
Ah, looks
And
like
just
I'd.
sitting in this central desk, overseeing everything, is this huge toucanon with just this ginormous red beak.
They all look pretty busy. I don't want to bother them with this.
And
Though it looks like I bet on the right ponytail for which building to go in.
And sadly, I didn't grab a toucanon model. I didn't think we'd need it.
I was actually looking at that real fast just to see if there was one.
I'm sorry.
Oh, it's okay.
I didn't think about it. A lot of this is on the fly.
It's okay. No, on the fly is good. That means you're a good DM, I think, personally. So.
And the toucanon has that usual look of like squinting disapproval, just as they scan over everything with absolute scrutiny, and it stops and slowly turns its head at you.
Oh, you gotta break in your work. He holds up the letter. Um, I where did I this Larry go? I didn't find this guy on the picture.
The look of disapproval intensifies, and the chest of this toucan puffs out, and it almost seems to lean back before this surprisingly, like, Valkyrie opera singer woman voice just rings out. Boom! Who are you to bring a letter back when it is such a simple task and such a nearby location?
I'm new. Do I get a pass?
She leans down and just tilts her head so she can squint over her beak at you as she scrutinizes you.
What, do I still have some banana on my face?
Her squint just intensifies to the point you're not sure her eyes are even open anymore. The Kikleon shop is outside.
Why I got that much?
Do you not know what a Kikleon shop looks like?
Well, I would imagine it's a shop with a kick, but there wasn't.
Yes, that is a toucan.
I just realized I could, even though we did in the model, I could just do that.
So this time her disappointment immediately shifts into this sort of deadpan stare. That is the definition of a Kikleon shop. But they all have a standard design. Did you see a shop with a mat surrounded by crates of goods?
Oh yeah, I'm sure I did. Thank you.
And she just starts squinting again as she resumes normal posture. Are you sure you can handle some letter delivery?
Oh, aye, Captain. Can I call you Cap?
No.
No. Alright, Admiral then. Alright, see you, Admiral.
Her face starts to get red as you leave. She's obviously very displeased.
Alright, I'll keep it held down like a bit.
It's okay. I had to tell Karserus this a while back too. It's easy to do a push to talk.
Yeah, alright. See ya.
Also, Kyrio, you missed the disapproving opera woman toucan.
Oh my god, that might be Karserus' best voice so far. I don't know.
I wanted to have her have this rolling sort of R, but I can't do it very well. But we'll deal with how we deal with it. So,
yeah, I'd like to be called Captain. That'd be cool. She's crazy. Captain like Captain Crunch. Yeah.
also, if somebody wants to like clip the opera lady toucan and saying anything, feel free. Clips are always appreciated.
It can always be clipped back too. I could do that later actually with a video. I didn't realize. I didn't realize you could do that, but you can. So.
Oh, really? Ooh.
Yeah.
But moving on, Ralph leaves the potentially life-threatening post office and sees that the stall that has Riley in it pretty much matches the description that the toucan gave him. And there are a few other stalls that are similar, but most of them have other things that make them stand out as opposed to a more exact match.
Oi! Oh, what was your name, in that God, that breakfast was so good. But what was your name when you were telling me? Oh yes, Riley. You beat up the Kecleon. I know you're cat. Is Eragon here?
Don't worry, you're talking to me. You're talking to
sh-
yourself.
You showed up in he went to your shop. You're
I
right.
thought he was just talking to himself like a lunatic.
I mean,
No,
you're the lunatic.
no,
What?
Eragon. He's looking for the Kecleon shop because he got a letter to go to the Kecleon shop, and you're currently manning the Kecleon shop.
Yes.
Yeah, I just got this letter. I just got this
Shop's
letter.
not open.
Also, pausing the game briefly here, I can't believe I've managed to set you two up for conflict again. I'm so sorry.
I was gonna say, was this intentional?
No, it's not. I just like the first thing that came to mind. Oh, a letter for the Kecleon shop. Okay, this is a good way for me to have Eragon involved again. I didn't think of the consequences.
But it's
Shop's closed. Come back later.
yeah. I gotta deliver the letter.
Shop's closed.
Come
back later.
No, the big bird is gonna be mad.
Shop's
at me.
closed.
He's gonna
Shop's
be
closed.
mad.
Shop's closed. Go away.
Oh, I'll sit here and wait.
Stay off the rug.
No.
Stay off the rug.
So at this point, some of the other Pokemon are just sort of watching this argument because it's really strange and kind of entertaining for some of them.
I'm gonna attempt to sit on Riley while I wait for the Kecleon to attack.
Okay, I
Can
need you. Oh dear, I reset my camera. Hang on.
Everything
All is
okay?
well. Yeah, I just pressed space on next. Okay, Ralph, I need you to make an accuracy roll involving your contest, and I need an evasion roll from Riley.
Oh, don't worry. I have an evasion of 4. This will be easy.
Yeah, my accuracy plus contest is 4, so this will be.
Oh, well, that's a 3 success for me. Good luck.
Come on, baby. I want to.
My bribery on the
Oh.
dice block continues.
What are they? Were they fighting over again? What's this one?
Ralph wants to sit on Riley,
Oh no.
just to like end the argument. So Ralph attempts to like do a hop to sit on Riley, but Riley just sort of sidesteps it. So Ralph ends up falling on his butt. Some of the onlookers sort of giggle a little and try to make it look like they're busying themselves as opposed to watching this debacle happen.
Alright, I'm gonna attempt to home run bat him off the carpet with the hunk of meat.
Alright. So, that would be a strike. What is Ralph gonna do? I would like to remind Ralph that he also has Snatch.
Yeah, I have Snatch. But I can't counter without a Clash, is it?
You can still counter without Clash, it's just that you don't have any Clash. So it would be appropriate stat plus fight and then 0 Clash, but you would be able to Clash.
Alright,
four.
can you counter with a Pokemon move? Like,
If only
Against the
I
strike?
really hope you guys get this strategic where you're not fighting each other.
Never.
yeah.
All the strategy happens in these debacles only.
But what were the game mechanics? Can you counter with a Pokemon?
Yes,
Alright, I'm gonna counter.
I'm permitting it.
Alright, I'm gonna counter with Snap. Or attempt to.
Alright. In this case,
Rolling for accuracy on my strike.
Okay, he's gonna roll.
Wow.
Wow.
Oh,
Whoa! Wow. Okay.
Okay, how about I just have you, since his accuracy is so low, let's just have you do smart survival, since that's the accuracy for snatch, and we'll just see if you manage to.
Alright, so that's just 2 dash.
As soon as a fight starts, you were right.
See what I mean? I know how D&D works. Oh,
Or
wow.
not.
As soon as a fight works. Wow, okay.
Wow.
This is what happens.
And everybody in the community gets to see an ineffective slap match between two Pokemon that don't know what the hell they're doing.
So Riley holds the hunk of meat and misgauges the way the meat and how it's sloughing off affects the swing. So he swings and he sort of spirals around, and at the same time as the swing, because the swing is so bad, just sort of on almost an instinct, Ralph activates Snatch, and he swipes at it, and this extra dark hand sort of overlaps his own, but rather than doing the thing it's supposed to, and snagging the item or the attribute bonus or what have you, it doesn't really do much of anything. It just sort of overlaps his hand a little. Like, he doesn't know how to use the move right at the moment. So they've both just ineffectively whiffed each other.
That's funny.
Heck.
We'll try and sit on him again.
Can I use quick attack to get the fuck out of the way?
Yes, you may, and that's essentially quick attack gives you priority. So even if you try to sit on him, he's going to dodge out of the way, like right before you're able to do so.
Ha. Fatty.
That's fun.
Right,
So-
while he's attempting that, can I just try and like football tackle him off the carpet?
I wonder if Riley remembers he's supposed to be doing something besides fighting right now.
I'm guarding the stuff. He's not supposed to be on this carpet.
I suppose
Alright.
that's the letter of the law.
That would be a knockdown, so that would be
Knockdown.
strength, fight, and brawl.
Alright, it's only strength, fight, and brawl with me. Alright.
Yeah, well, you're...
Hey, don't complain. Everything I rely on dexterity. I just lowered mine, so you know.
Woo, 2, that's better. Okay.
Alright.
I'm gonna attempt to grab, but I'm gonna counter with a grab. If that's a thing I can do.
Hug me.
Alright. Yes, at least it wasn't an actual fight.
Dead.
It's turning into a sumo match. Riley isn't fat enough for that, though.
That's all muscle, baby.
Not gonna work against the wall of fat.
How you think you won't? I don't counter. If it goes on too long, I'm just gonna deck him.
Alright, strength, fight, brawl for me too.
Well, technically speaking, you could choose to counter with counter.
I guess. Inception.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, but he's making the attack and I'm making the
Yes.
Alright, so we're gonna try and a grab, which is
Strength, fight, brawl.
yeah. I need some of these stats. Alright. Strength, yeah, 3. Actually, that's 4.
Ignore the last one, right? Oh.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Aha.
I figured I'd just call it out before it landed, since he clicked too many times.
Oh goodness. Yeah, that would equate to 0. So
Yeah.
Ralph just sort of holds his arms out, thinking he's gonna catch Riley, and Riley barrels Ralph off of the carpet. What
Right,
is
now that-
going on?
Yeah, keep shot.
The Kecleon just sort of comes out. I'm sorry, I keep thinking of Kecleon as just opening and shutting his mouth without any sort of, like, fluidity. So it's just open shut like Kermit the Frog.
I mean, maybe. They got a
Could
long
be.
mouth, like Kermit the Frog. Or like a Muppet in general. They do have a mouth like that.
Yeah.
Ah! Your face looks like the sticker. And I hand him the letter. Here you go.
You've been
see
knocked
your
on the
face?
ground and you're holding up the letter at the Kekleon. And the Kekleon
Yeah.
looks at looks at Ralph, then looks at Riley. He's like, "Why are you tackling the mailman?"
He's not the mailman. He's gonna eat all your food.
He takes the letter and looks at the Munchlax. Go ahead and make a smart contest.
Wait, me?
Yes.
Oh god. Okay. Yes.
When you say hug, they respond glop.
Pretty much.
I'm not very smart.
Well, why didn't you just receive the letter and give it to me when I came back? You didn't have to tackle the poor mailman.
He's not a mailman.
I'm the mailman. He was mean to me.
He's not the
I
mailman.
have to get some compensation.
He tried to steal my breakfast this morning. He's not the mailman.
I've never seen him before in my life.
You. I'm gonna swing my bone at him.
No. Hang on. Ralph, now you need to make a smart contest.
I was gonna say, if you're gonna lie.
Yeah, but that's 4 dice.
Technically speaking,
Yeah,
Cole would be...
This is his
Technically
thing.
speaking, Cole would be appropriate. However, the Kekleon doesn't know either of you.
Yeah.
So go ahead and do smart contest.
Yeah, this is actually where Ralph would shine, these sort of things.
Being a liar.
I
Stealing.
guess so. Charismatic, yeah, well, that's pretty successful.
Well.
So it's not just that Ralph says he was mean to me. I've never seen him before in my life. He weaves this impressive tale of how he innocently was trying to help a poor injured Trumbeak with his job today, and this was the final letter of the day, and he decided he was going to help do letters for the rest of the day just to make that Trumbeak's life easier. And it goes on and on for about 5 minutes.
Fucking
until
hell.
the Kekleon is teary-eyed. He's like, "Oh, you poor soul. I'm so sorry for my guard."
Glare.
Somebody's not getting paid.
However, as we are a business, I am not authorized to give you any sort of monetary food or product compensation.
Don't.
Smirks. I'll smirk now. Glare and smirk simultaneously.
Well, enjoy your letter.
Thank you very much for your efforts. And then,
Aye, Captain.
then he turns to Riley and he looks grumpy. "I'm back. You can go now."
Sweet. I think I don't want to be here anymore anyway.
A blurk.
Clerk. And the Kekleon takes up their space back in the shop, and they start opening their letter to read it. So now you are left to do as you will, and Ralph may now actually start letter.
Yeah, so I guess I go back to the post office and like,
Yeah, I did it! Yay, me. Okay, I'm ready for the next one.
Very well.
Yeah, I'm a good post boy.
That is debatable. Number 235,003. She calls out, and this picky peck just comes over and drops a small stack of 3 letters on the desk. Deliver these. Then I may give a commendation based upon your performance to Vangora.
You got it, Corporal.
She looks grumpier than the last time you left her.
takes the letters and
Oh, Here's one more. Can I have a bag?
No.
Are you sure I can't have a bag?
You are not a postman. You will not get a post bag. You are probably not even a pioneer yet. So I cannot give you a bag. And she actually looks mildly pleased at this prospect.
Well, maybe, yeah, a post bag. How about a free bag? You see what I did there? I made the joke. I'm going
Her
now.
beak starts to glow as she glares at you with the intensity of 1,000 suns.
Oh, man.
It's like, maybe I need to mute my mic more often. You're kind of cracking me up.
Or he takes the 3 letters and takes his leave.
Okay.
Bye, Corporal.
Get out! And I forget what the move is called when it's like heat cannon or something.
Oh.
It's specific to Toucanon, but like she fires off this blast that actually leaves a hole in the door as you're leaving.
Like the cool cat I am, I don't look behind me. I just keep on. Yum, 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 yum.
To be oblivious, much less.
Gosh.
Alright. Okay. Technically speaking, it's Eragon's turn again. What would you like to do?
I don't know,
Technically, you've completed your, guard duty, at least for the Kecleon shop.
I just want to lay
There's plenty of other shops around.
I just want to lay this down on the table. It's late, but I'm having fun. I would be up for continuing if everybody else is, but if everybody needs to stop, I understand.
I'm good.
Kyrio needs dinner. Kyrio, this is a very late dinner, I just realized.
Oh goodness, what time is it? I can't see the clock while on tabletop.
I think it's
10:30.
8:30 for him. I think he's 2 hours behind.
10:30. Alright.
7:30. Okay. Still kind of a late dinner, but... Oh, there's literally people in the chat. There's literally people in the chat saying, damn it.
Oh. I know. I know. I know everyone.
Cool cats don't
It's
look at
been a very amusing session, and this proves to me that we don't have to have a dungeon delving combat session to have.
Oh, I already knew that, but this definitely confirms it.
Yeah, I don't need enemies when you got friends like that guy.
I especially like it in the other D&D campaigns when like these sections of battle like ended up getting me an item that then I could enjoy in battle when the next battle happened or something. Like that was always fun too. Like kind of gathering resources time. We haven't really done that yet, but it doesn't even matter because it's been fun.
Oh goodness. I'm going to write down where everybody is then, since we've managed to get through everybody's initial
Riley,
actions.
currently unknown.
I guess Riley will wander off to whatever he wants to do next. Probably Tori.
Wander off. Wander off.
Unemployed.
Wander off, leave town. Go home.
Yeah, I agree with Kyrio, by the way. It was nice to see how everyone handles themselves when they're on their own. That was actually quite interesting.
Look for a taxi.
So, String Wars, which out of all the solo character stuff, which was the most fun to you, String Wars? I'm kind of curious. Oh, by the way, Karserus. I'm just gonna keep this thing on the table. I can throw images onto it, so if we don't have a model ready for something, I can just quickly slap a image down. A couple days later, we find Riley in a ditch that he failed to jump over. Ralph's for sure. Getting responses now. Ralph is definitely quite the character.
Thank you.
I would think his was only the most popular because it had me involved.
I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to set you up for conflict. The only thing I could think about was getting you involved again so we could segue back into your point. Get you involved before we ended the session.
Ralph is hilarious,
It's
though
pretty
Tucker was
funny.
informative. Okay. Tucker's the cutest one, though, out of all of them. Definitely, right? Right. I'm just going to confirm that.
You're just going to confirm it without any sort of...
I rolled a 6.
contesting.
I am the cutest.
Alright, I'll roll
What are you rolling? Cute?
for cuteness.
Let's roll for Rise, shall we?
Oh, gosh, yeah.
He only has 2. He's cooler than he is cute.
Yeah. Okay, fair enough.
Dang it, he needs his special clothing on.
Definitely +1 or +2 cuteness for stockings, perhaps. I wish I was here for Tucker's portion. Well, guys, again, this is a video that's being saved, so just watch it back. It'll be a highlight fairly shortly after we stop here. It'll probably take me like 10 minutes to get a highlight together. So just, I'll announce it on the Discord.
Yeah, I'm
Also-
one die cute.
Also, Riley wasn't supposed to find the cache.
I might have to go. That might be what I do when whenever I go back. I'll go break in, see what it is.
What? Oh, the closet?
Yeah, I'm gonna go back in the
That
closet.
can only be shadow snuck into by normal means.
Oh, that's
But
how
then-
you're supposed to get into it. Okay.
Oh,
Also,
I can just
Kyrio,
break the door down.
Kyrio, yeah, I think, you kind of a jerk of a good heart thing going currently, which I don't think is a bad thing. Because I still see your kind of jerkish behavior there, but yeah, I'm kind of curious where Brooke will go.
Apparently, I'm a 5 cute.
Also, I don't even know if it's a jerkwad thing for a Totodile to bite something it doesn't understand. That's just kind of normal Totodile behavior. It's not really a jerk thing.
Yeah, that is kind of normal Totodile behavior, so this is fine. You are the smug Toto. I just think it's hilarious that you failed at it so hard.
Well, he doesn't have his bite. He doesn't actually have the bite move yet. That's why.
This is true.
He needs to
But you
get
have
that.
water gun. It would have been funny if you'd used water gun on them and like it made them grow.
Oh yeah, Licard wanted to toss down an idea, and honestly, it's the same idea that Vidian also had. It's just it's well, similar ideas. Licard has a specific one, but basically, some people were wondering about the possibility of things like friend cameos or something like that. I'm not sure as to how deeply the Pokerole campaign is planned out, and if you guys would even be willing, basically guest NPCs of people. I was like, maybe if people fit correctly, because we want to kind of keep to a canon here. But somebody showing up as a Pokemon, maybe it'd really be up to DM. So stop asking me.
It would require planning out the character so that they could fit in with whatever situation we're in. If anybody has watched Critical Role, there is a lot of planning and cooperation that goes into those guest appearances.
Yeah. To make it actually not slapdash and such.
Yeah, the second campaign in particular shows it off very well in that there's this whole sequence where one of the main players had to take the guest player aside because the guest player ended up being with them for several sessions, and something happened that was technically the guest character's fault. And the player was like, hey, my character's going to be really, really upset. I don't want you to think I'm upset at you, because this is literally what my character would do. I want you to be okay with this. And it's like, you're a really good player, etc., etc. So there is a whole lot of communication and cooperative creation that comes into bringing in guest characters. It's especially helpful if the character can reoccur if we ever feel like we want to bring on the same guest again for whatever reason. I believe Lucard's idea was an information gatherer and informant,
Yeah, he
which
posted
could
it
end
there.
up being very useful. And at some point, there may very well be stealth missions that require a finer touch than any of you are capable of.
Yeah, I can be stealthy.
I might be. Well, I don't know. Tucker might. Well, stealth, like direct physical stealth, maybe not, but he could probably do a few things related to that. The more information side of things, actually.
Well, stealth says the nearly 300-pound Munchlax.
Yeah. Wait, is he really that heavy?
Well,
Oh yeah, he
yeah.
is.
Pretty heavy.
I never noticed how heavy Munchlax is. How much are you normal default Munchlax weight or?
I'm default, and I added like 31 pounds
Huh.
for it.
Well, the default is generally the average consensus weight anyway.
Yeah, it is.
And
Yeah,
that much
I'm-
extra weight on a Munchlax does not visibly do anything.
yeah.
Yeah, and it's weird though
I-
because
But yeah, I added 35 pounds to the Pokedex weight.
that's fair.
Now, by comparison, a Poochyena might have a deviation of like 2 or 3 pounds normally.
Yeah, so my deviation of 15 pounds, while not citing that extreme, is actually quite a bit.
No, Kyrio, that's the Garbodor, and we will not be
Garbodor.
seeing one of those ever,
God,
because I hate that
Garbodor's-
Pokemon.
I have a weird endearment to it, but that's mostly because the Trubbish episode on the anime was actually kind of cute. I don't know if anybody's seen that one.
Many vague recallings.
I think a bunch of kids, Yeah, that's fair. I mean, I guess I don't really say much about Garbodor, but Trubbish, I think, could be cute.
So, you guys have does anyone in the chat have a favorite character?
Well, it looks
We're
like
just
Ralph...
looking to get Ralph some praise so
Was-
that Ray's likes him more.
If we want to go by who is injecting the best humor here, Ralph, absolutely. Absolutely, Ralph. I'm... Tucker's a more... I wouldn't say Tucker's a serious character, but I doubt I'll ever make people laugh heavily with Tucker, probably. I don't know, maybe. Cuteness, though. Cuteness wins. So, it's fine. So, Lorbira says, I think Tucker is my favorite because of his adorableness, but Ralph did the funniest stuff. This time.
Nice.
I definitely think last session that Riley shown possibly the brightest in his little parkour stunts that nearly ended in disaster. And then Tucker shone very brightly by knocking off the Salandit.
Yes.
Actually, all of you shone really well in the first session because then Ralph decidedly threatened the Salandit with consumption, and Brooke took what was essentially charge.
Mm-hmm.
Don't forget where he tasted him.
Oh god, I forgot, because you have Lick. Actually, I need to add something to... By the way, I hope you like the little footnote I left with your babysitting venture.
Oh, which one?
Ah, beautiful.
Footnote?
On the note card.
Oh, let's take a look. Oh no.
You have to deal with the terrors now. I'm sorry.
I wonder how. Well, this is a good test of character. I wonder how he'll deal with it next session.
Well, depending on how you decide, because it's going to be a lot of social roles for you, that should be fine. Because social roles are, by and large, social stat plus context.
Yeah.
So depending on how you decide you want to handle things, you may very well end up having like 3 dice to your roll.
Be cool, Tuck. I think I have a few ideas. few ideas, indeed. It'll be fun to see.
I actually thought we were going to end up having like this relatively short session. You guys would all get your basic bags and yay! Wow, it's like this campaign may go on much longer than I thought, and that's not a bad thing.
See, I like that personally. I mean, it makes it hard to keep it going because circumstances can sometimes change. But
I've been trying to get a bag all day, but everyone said no.
Well, because you're not a Peck or Trumbeak, and you can't technically be an official mail, like letter delivery person. The pioneers can do delivery requests for the post office, but by and large, it's only done around town, and they have bags of their own. You are not in the pioneering guild yet.
oh no,
And you're not a postman.
oh no, they're right. Well, Dee's actually right about something. They're going to love using Tucker as a pillow during nap time.
Yeah.
This is probably true.
Oh no, you're not going to be able to leave.
I may not be able. Tucker may not be able to leave. No. Tucker may have a good enough heart that he doesn't mind this. I don't know.
Let's go.
Ah,
I'll just go get him.
Thank you, Toby Fox. That's the name of the move.
Heat
It's
blast. Right, and that's something Trumbeaks can do because they're not fire types, if I recall. Are they?
No, they aren't. But,
It's heat by pressurization.
Yeah, like their beaks have a lot of heat in it. Also, Selena.
Gonads?
Was that said? I was not paying attention.
Oh no, Selena is right. Is beak blast?
Oh,
I'm
okay.
Sorry.
Oh, it's beak
I
blast.
thought Toby was right.
Okay,
Yeah,
that sounds
it's beak
better.
Blast.
Oh yeah, Kyrio. I mean, out of curiosity, does everybody have easy contact to everybody else, like beyond just the Pokerole Discord group? Because, like, if for instance, Kyrio, you don't have Karserus on like Telegram, I could give you, assuming Kar's okay with that.
It's okay, Toby. I thought it was Heat Blast too. I didn't know the name of the move. You got close.
Got Kar and Telegram. Okay. Would anybody else like Telegram contacts to be shared between people? Just ask. I can share everybody.
I don't have one of those.
I don't even have you on that actually, Tubby. With Telegram, if you have
I
it.
don't have Telegram.
Okay, that's fine. I mean, Discord works too, so it's really no big deal to me. It's just that if anybody wants to contact me, it's usually better on Telegram. I'm more attentive there, I'd say. I am still attentive on Discord though, because I'm checking the group, my group every single day.
By the way, if anybody decides to do like a doodle of the Toucanon telling Ralph to get out of the post office, I am all for this.
An action scene. Also, Click Communist, or however you say your name. So there was 3 servers playing my Pokerole table a moment ago. That's interesting. I'm guessing we were one of them, but... Huh. And yes, I did update the table earlier. I added new mats. New states for the mat here. There are now 7 instead of 2. And I fixed the player hand name thing so that the names are actually next to people's character sheets. So that's why there was an update earlier.
So it is a testament to the quality of your board or table, sorry, that 3 whole Discord servers are using it.
Actually, did he mean... I was wondering if he just meant, like, tabletop servers, or if he meant Discord servers. Either way, though, there is at least one Discord server that does exist. I mean, I've been invited to it. The guy who, the guy who made these click rollers and is going to make a bunch of other script stuff for the table. He basically is passion projecting over my passion project.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. He's doing a whole bunch of things, and he actually invited me to his Discord group, because they're going to be playing on this table after he's done making the scripts for it. So I'm going to be grabbing those scripts as he's finishing them up, and, like, maybe prettying them up, because, like, literally he has, like, a white box for this one thing, and it works great, but it's just a white box. I gotta, like, make it Pokemon appropriate looking, you know?
He's the function guy, you're the decorating guy.
Yeah. Form and function. Alright, see you later, Kyrio. You go ahead and get some good dinner. Did he already poof? No, he's still there. But
You
yeah, you
have a good night, Kyrio.
Yeah. I'll see you after dinner, buddy. But yeah, that was a good session. I gotta work more on the thumbnail. I'll probably have a finished thumbnail by next session. What are you doing?
Got him.
Question: has the board been saved, or does
Not
it
yet.
need save?
Not yet. Let me save. There we are.
There.
Double save just to be safe.
All right.
Pinned him.
And saved again just to be safe. All right, cool. Done saving.
Okay, which of you wants the honors of flipping the table? I did it last time.
Let Ralph do it. He was breaking the table earlier, anyways.
Alright. Oh, yeah. Ralph rolls over in his sleep. Oh, I don't have permission.
Oh,
All right, I have to do this.
Well, while you're figuring out how to get him to flip the table, I'm gonna go to bed.
Good night, Eragon.
you have a good night, Eragon.
I'll talk to you tomorrow, hon.
Stop.
Okay.
Whoa, oh shit, that was violent. And the music just dies because, like, oh, whoops.
It just rains stuff.
Oop, there goes the rest.
So much stuff on the table.
All right, guys. Thanks for coming to the Pokerole session. And the next session will be 2 Wednesdays from now. So, 2 weeks from now. Watch the
I'm
next
kind
session.
of. I kind of wish it was more often. I really like this.
I do too.
I really like it too.
We could maybe at some point, if it ever aligns with schedules, we could maybe increase the frequency. It's at some point, maybe. It's always possible.
We could probably have the occasional extra session
Yeah.
if it ends up aligning.
Well, I've been wanting to do like extra single sessions here and there, possibly. Anyways, so.
Which I can do.
That would be great.
But yeah.
In fact, it would be fairly easy, especially if it was stuff that, you know, really didn't need rolls.
Mm-hmm. Yes, you did kind of come on the end of this click. Sorry about that. You will start usually around 6:30. I'm going to try my bestest to actually be on time next time. Like with everybody else. Like, granted, Tubby disappeared, but, you know, whatever.
Well, most of us were also eating around that time, so.
Yeah. But, yes, the VODs will be up on, like, again, just give me like 10 minutes to check my highlights. I'll be posting it in the Discord as well, the Discord group. If you're not part of it, just scroll below the video. There's a link to my Discord group right underneath the video you're watching. So do consider joining that because, well, it's easier to get updates about stuff like this. So, and know when I'm streaming. So, but yeah, you guys have a great night. And as far as local events, I will see you guys on Friday for another stream then. Good night, everyone.